Hello, and welcome to the Stupid Sequels podcast, where we find truly terrible movies and give them all the attention they don't deserve. Each episode will discuss exactly what made such a horrible sequel, from casting to budget to just plain bad writing. While we all love a great movie, there's something just a little more fun about watching a seriously stupid sequel. Now, while there are plenty of awful sequels out there, we have a few guidelines about the kind of movies we'll be reviewing here. We're talking about direct-to-video, made-for-TV, never appeared in a theater sequels. The ones the studios gave up on before they even started. This week, my guest is Jessica Fortinberry, and we will be discussing Grease 2, the sequel to Grease. Hello, Jessica.
Hi.
Now, before we get started, I know what all of you are thinking. You're thinking, Chelsea, I thought the episodes were supposed to not come out in the theater, and Grease 2 very clearly came out in theaters. And you're right. And I'd love to give you some explanation about, the fans have been asking for it, so I'll give it to them. Or, well, it was technically released a month after its actual release, so it doesn't count. But the excuse is, I started a new job this week, and I'm fucking tired, and my brain was fried when I picked this movie, and I literally did not realize until 2/3 of the way through my review of it last night that it came out in theaters. So, this is a gift to all of you who have been asking to Grease 2. You're welcome. I hopefully will not make this mistake again. Hi, Jessica.
Hi. It's the sequel nobody asked for.
There was supposed to be a third and fourth.
Oh my gosh, I actually thought about that. When I was watching it, I was like, I wonder if they just thought this was going to be the Grease cinematic universe.
It was supposed to be 4 movies and a TV show. And I'm going to tell you something.
You know what? I could see a TV show.
I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your face clean off. You're going to be so excited. Because, this was the 50s, and then the next one was the 60s.
Yes.
It was supposed to be, 70s. Each one was supposed to be a decade.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, okay, cute. We're getting there. Okay, so just to start off with some basic facts, the original got an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the sequel got a 53 from fans, a 38 from critics. And sometimes I feel like nostalgia, especially on Rotten Tomatoes, it's fun to watch, so it gets bumped up.
Rotten Tomatoes is kind of a hellhole, so
very
unclear.
I may take their but it's kind of the only metric I have for comparison of quality.
Yes. I understand.
So it's around a 34% difference, which I'd maybe make that gap a little bit wider, but is about right because Grease isn't exactly, The Godfather.
Crickets.
I mean, in terms
Just kidding. No, when I was a kid, it was absolutely one of my favorite movies, and now I'm getting older, and then I go to watch it, and I'm like, all right. I don't love it as much, so no, it isn't The Godfather.
Watching it, you're just like, I got away with, why did my parents let me watch this when I was 9?
Oh, yes. It's upsetting when I think about it.
Grease Lightning is filthy.
It's a lot of really gross stuff.
It is.
And I was watching that when I was 5 years old.
And I was reading all the trivia facts, which I'll get into a couple, but one was the part where all of a sudden John Travolta has a wheel of plastic wrap and he's running around the car
and he humps it. Sorry, that's just the image that popped into my mind.
It was supposed to be an allusion to guys who because condoms were very new in the 50s, so they would wrap their junk in plastic wrap hoping that would work. It didn't. So because they were talking about Grease Lightning was basically phallic symbol, the musical, they wanted to throw that plastic wrap in as a nod to it, and they were but you can't do anything suggestive with the plastic wrap. And John Travolta was cool, no, ignoring it. And just rubbed it on his crotch.
Definitely. It was suggestive.
But the director said he never wrote this movie to be a coming-of-age teen. It was supposed to be a parody of all those high school movies. Where it's I'm a bad boy, but with Christian values. It's no, they're a bunch of fucking horn dogs who low-key rape women.
I never knew that it was supposed to be a parody.
I didn't until last night.
Okay, because I only found out a couple months ago, and this is so silly. I responded to one of those BuzzFeed articles where they're tell us a moment in a movie that really upset you or whatever.
But you never realized how dirty it was. Yeah.
And I really responded, and I was okay, I hate the end of Grease. I hate that they're change yourself for the one you love. Mm-hmm. And then they actually used my response, and then I read the comments on that post, and people were coming for me.
Yeah.
They were it's a parody. You should know this. And I was how?
Yeah,
how is it clear that it's a parody?
It's supposed to be a parody of, all those Rebel Without a Cause movies. It's I'm a bad boy, but I'll change myself for the angelic virginal girl to gain her virtue. And I was fuck that. I'm going to turn into a whore for this asshole. It was... But, when you watch it when you're 9, you don't get that.
No.
At all.
Maybe I would have got it better if I'd grown up in that time when those kinds of movies were coming out.
Yeah.
But if you had never seen Rebel Without a Cause,
but it was also
seeing Grease correlation's not there.
To us, by the time, like, okay, and then maybe in the 70s when it came out, it was like kind of that absurdist, you know, film movement. You got it more, but I mean, it was very much presented to us as like, hand jive, kids.
Yeah, it was
like,
just a fun time.
Wholesome and adorable. Like, it was not, and geez, if you listen to any lyric or any line, you're like, oh my God, they're all horrible.
Yeah, really upsetting. I almost made a list, and then I was like, you know what? I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
I know them. You know them.
So the original came out in 1978 with a budget of $6 million and made $395 million.
Wow.
Damn. The sequel came out in 1982 with a budget of $11 million and made $15.
Wow.
Ouch. Ouch.
That's barely a profit.
Yeah.
And that all went to
that's
the
including
studio.
DVD sales leading up to
Oh,
today.
gosh. No.
Yeah. So the original, the director was Randall Kleiser, pardon me, and it was starring John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, Stockard Channing, Eve Arden, Frankie Avalon, Joan Blondell. The music was by Michael Gibson. Amazing. The sequel is directed by Patricia Birch. Shrug. I don't know who she is. Who is she? And it stars Maxwell Caulfield, Michelle Pfeiffer, Adriana Zmed, Lorna Luft, Didi Conn. Didi Conn's also, it's Frenchie. She's in both. So the people who are in both movies are Didi Conn as Frenchie, Eve Arden as the principal, and Grease 2 was her final movie ever.
Really?
Yeah.
She seemed pretty young. She just
stopped
didn't want to act anymore?
She just retired.
Oh, okay.
Sid Caesar as the coach.
Yeah.
Jodie Goodman as Blanche, the secretary to the principal.
Right.
Eddie Deason as Eugene Felsnick, which made the nerd.
That was not the same guy.
Same guy.
Why did he look different? Also, that doesn't make sense because he graduated.
Because they were all 30 in Greece, pretending to be 17.
No, but he graduated.
You'd think so.
No, he was there at the senior day.
I know.
Okay.
I'm saying it
I
makes no
swear that
fucking
wasn't
sense.
the same guy, but
And
sure.
Dennis Stewart as Crater Face, you know, the 40-year-old high schooler who's now 50.
Yeah, that took me half the movie to realize it was the same guy, because I was like, oh yeah, he kind of looks like that guy. I was like, wait a minute.
They don't say his name in the sequel. In the sequel, they never call him Crater Face, and they never say the
I
Scorpions.
swear they did one time. I didn't hear Scorpions, but...
I think they say his real name.
Oh, maybe.
Like, they say, like, Bottaducci's out. I don't know what the fuck is. They're like, Bottaducci's outside. They're like,
I don't know
Bottaducci.
anybody's name. This is going to be a challenging
Oh,
podcast.
I was like,
I started making notes of names just because I know I wouldn't remember.
We'll figure it out. We'll try. But,
Yeah.
dear God, none of them make an impression. And like,
They are not important.
And so I I watch Grease. I watched Grease as I'm, like, writing it up. And it's like, you watch movies where it's like, oh, I know all the characters' name. Because in like, the first few scenes, it's like, hi, Sandy. Hello, Frenchie. How are you doing, Sandy?
Yes.
I'm doing well, Frenchie. And you, Sandy? Like,
It's part of introducing your characters to an audience.
Or it's like, hey, Frenchie, could you give me your comb? Sure, Rizzo. Why can't you borrow one from Jan? Like, you repeat, and it's kind of annoying in the first 5 minutes of a movie, but it sinks in and it helps.
Yes.
Or, if you're super lazy, you give them a name that, like, sticks to their appearance. Like, you know, if you call the bucktooth girl Beaver, it's like, oh, I get that. Like, thanks. Cool.
Yeah, you'll remember that.
It helps. But no, this movie does not help you. And because they have nicknames and real names, you're like, wait, is his name Goose or is it DiMucci or is it Lewis?
I didn't know the British guy. The main guy, whatever.
Max.
I didn't know
No,
his
not
name.
Max.
No, it's Michael.
Michael. There we go. His real name is Max.
75% of the movie in, I was like, oh, Michael. I'm like, he was British dude to me.
The only one who gets, like, nailed down is Stephanie.
Yes.
Which is Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's important. And I got that one early.
And so they make Max Caulfield's character Sandy's cousin. And they wanted to make...
Wait, so was he supposed to be Australian?
No, Australian people can have British cousins.
Okay. Hold on. I missed that setup in the beginning. I was... Honestly.
It's like, well, because when he's getting off the bus, he's like, you're Sandy's cousin. Any cousin of Sandy's is a cousin of mine.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm making her fucking Audrey from Suddenly Seen from
I got where you were
Shop.
going with that accent, though.
I listened to Little Shop in the car this morning. And so they wanted to make Stephanie Danny's cousin, but they're like, that's fucking stupid. I'm like, oh, that's where you drew the line at fucking stupid? But that's why her name is like Stephanie Zanoni, because it was Stephanie Zuko for like the first a couple of drafts, and then they flipped it. So the whole Grease 1 is based on the 1971 musical,
right,
where Sandy is not Australian, where they cut a bunch of songs. There's little things that are different, like Sandy never goes to prom. She sings the song Raining on Prom Night, and Sandy just takes Cha-Cha straight up. There's the song Freddie, My Love, which is like the dorkiest song. I love
that song. It's so cute.
It's so cute. I love it. Hopelessly Devoted to You does not exist. It was written for the movie after they finished it. Nobody liked it, and then it got an Oscar
nominated.
I'm sorry, that song's not Oscar worthy.
Whatever. I love
it. Now.
No, no, but I feel like I love that song because I grew up watching that movie. So I grew up loving all those songs, which I think...
fast forwarded through it every time I watched
Wow,
Grace.
I never did.
That song.
I love a female solo. I love some sad moments.
Are you ready for the fucking fans to drag me?
What?
Every time I watch Burlesque, I fast forward through Cher's song because I think it's boring.
You know what? I haven't seen that movie in like 8 years, so I don't remember.
It's
but
like,
I'll stand by your opinion. I'll support you.
It's just like the whole show is like, the whole movie is empty fluff and it's garbage, but it's like upbeat. And then Cher's like, nothing's gonna stop us now. I'm like, shut up, no, I don't care.
You know what? That's the best thing about watching things at home is you could just fast forward.
So there were plans for a third sequel in 2003, whose script was turned into High School Musical.
Oh my god.
All the pieces come together!
That makes so much sense. High School Musical is iconic. It's our
Grease.
generation's Grease.
I met you on vacation. I'm never gonna see you again. I'm the cool guy.
Holy cow.
The script for Grease 3 was turned into High School Musical. Let your face be blown clean off by that fact, because I literally sat in
It really
stunned
is.
silence.
I'm like literally gonna text my sister as soon as we're done here.
If you want to text her now, it's okay.
It's okay. She's gonna be mind blown.
They tried to make another one in 2008, which was supposed to be like Sandy and Dandy. Sandy and Dandy? Sandy and Dandy. Sandy and Danny, like the 10-year reunion or the 20-year reunion, but they couldn't get all the cast back together.
They wanted like the OG people. Look,
and
I'll watch a lot of people. I'm not willing to watch John Travolta in like anything.
No, and the whole original cast is like, no thanks.
Yeah. Good call, guys. Good call.
But this April, a prequel was announced named Summer Lovin'.
A prequel?
Basically like the summer...
I know what a prequel is, but like...
No, but like the summer Sandy and Dandy met. Like how they met, how they fell in love.
Oh,
nobody cares.
Some cute young people. I'd watch it.
I mean,
like Lifetime.
What are they gonna get, like Julian Huff and Zac Efron? Yeah.
Interesting age difference, that feels like, but...
Oh, like they give a shit about people's ages in Greece. It's kind of a joke of the movie.
Well, they're in their 30s and they're supposed to be playing...
Stockard Channing was 38.
I hate high school movies. I hate
Stockard Channing was 38 when she did Grease.
I know. She definitely looks way older than everybody.
Yeah, she does.
Upsetting.
Literally, having them be 30 would be a great homage to the rich.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they could do...
No, they'd have that blonde girl from Riverdale. Can she sing?
Yeah, there's been many musical episodes. They do Dove Cameron.
Oh, she's cute.
She was in the hair.
Sing.
They could do Dove Cameron and like Shawn Mendes. That's who they're gonna do.
I don't know why he bugs me. It's so very
He
strange.
pisses me off after the Met Gala.
What did he wear?
A fucking plain black tux.
Well, that's why I don't remember it.
And they were like, so what's the definition of camp to you? And he goes, I didn't really know what camp meant.
Nobody
I thought it
knew
meant
what
like
camp meant.
Camping.
Everybody's
I'm
dumb.
like, if you're paying a $30,000 fucking ticket, if Anna Wintour has handpicked you to come to her event and handpicked the designer who will dress you, you don't give them the cursory of a 30 fucking second Google?
Amen.
Shut the fuck up.
You could have just worn a hot pink suit and
there were guys who did that.
That would have
There
been
were guys
enough.
who just wore neon tuxedos. They're like, I don't want to do heels and makeup. I'm like, that's fine.
That's cool. At least you put
you're a chicken
the smallest
shit,
amount of effort.
But like literally,
you know what guy looked good though?
Darren Criss,
Harry Styles.
Okay, but everyone's like, Queen of Camp. I'm like, did you see Billy
No.
Porter being carried in by 6 shirtless men?
Yeah, but wasn't he also on the like committee or something like that?
No.
Oh, I thought he was. That's
No.
why I thought he had a whole special thing.
Gaga with her 4 outfits.
It was really unnecessary, but it was very
She
Gaga.
was hosting though.
Yeah, I know.
So she gets to. Fucking Zendaya with the fucking Cinderella transformation dress.
I kind of hated it. I know.
I loved it.
I
and
loved
then did you
her. I
see
did
at the
not
after
like
party
that.
she changed into the pink shredded dress?
Oh no, I will look that up. That's
great.
Great.
For the after party, she changed into like the poster, like, and she left a glass slipper on the stairs.
I did see that.
I'm like, get it, Zendaya. Her looks every year kill me.
Okay. We could talk about this forever. We need to get back to Grease too.
Cardi B's look was amazing. Anyway, Grease Live happened in 2016 with Julianne Hough. That's why she was on my mind.
Yeah.
Aaron Tveit and Vanessa Hudgens, whose father died that morning, and she still sang the dang show.
She was my favorite part of that.
I didn't watch it except for Vanessa Hudgens singing Worst Thing I Can Do.
Was like, I always expect
and I
those
love
TV live things to be bad.
They are.
But I always watch them.
Me too.
Who doesn't love a dumpster fire? So
Peter Pan was the worst.
Yes, and I watched that in a vet ER. Wow, that's really depressing.
I own the DVD. Why? My roommates bought it for me because I laughed so hard through the NBC Live.
That's always a fun thing.
I'm like, I don't ever need to rewatch this, but thank you.
Yeah. Definitely have no interest in rewatching any of those. Oh, you know what came second worst?
Hairspray?
No.
Sound of Music.
That's the one.
Oh, God, that terracotta nightmare of a
when
dress.
She was walking through the plastic trees or whatever.
And you have Audra McDonald, and you cut her song in half. What's wrong with you?
So much was wrong with that. Upsetting, really.
I want to scream.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley was offered the role of the beauty school dropout angel, but he turned it down.
Oh.
The day they filmed Sandra Dee, and she makes that line like, Elvis, let me
Wait, I saw this!
Keep this pelvis far from me. He died that day.
Yeah.
Awkward.
It's so insane.
There's an alternative lyric because they changed that for the musical because the
pelvis far from me.
The original lyric in the musical is about Salminio.
Okay.
And so they debated dubbing the line about Salminio in instead of Elvis Presley. Because they're like, he just died. It's awkward. I'm like, but it's not making fun of like fat died on a toilet Elvis. It's like prime Elvis. So it's okay. Jeff Conway, Kanicki, he's supposed to sing the lead on Grease Lightning, but John Travolta's like, rank.
Psych.
And he pulled it. And during the filming of Grease Lightning, Jeff Conway was dropped, severely injured, had a painkiller addiction, which killed him in his 60s.
Wow. That's
so really John Travolta, sad. You were a selfish bastard, and Jeff Conway died an addict, and it's your fault.
Sure. That's a stance to take. Why not?
I hate John Travolta. Fuck him.
Yeah, I hear that.
Fuck
also, I just
him.
wish he would commit to losing his hair.
Just
hair pieces are so bad. Just accept it.
And I love how Scientology cured his dyslexia unless he can't read Idina Menzel's name, and then he has dyslexia again.
Sure. Why not?
The whole Adeltazine.
I think about it all the time, to be honest.
Everyone's like, he has dyslexia. I'm like, he was also a fucking actor. He could not remember the line.
He could have memorized it.
And here to sing Let It Go from the movie Frozen, Idina Menzel. Look, I just memorized it right now, and I had no prompting.
Yeah.
Oh, not that hard.
It's in the past. We will let it go.
The water on the ground of the racing scene in the first movie was stagnant water that had sat there for a full summer. Was toxic, and the entire cast got violently ill.
Oh my god, disgusting.
Yeah, hideous, gross. And the girl who plays Cha-Cha was having severe stomach pains that day, which is why she's always leaning on a car, except for the one moment where she like does the flag race, because it was an ectopic pregnancy.
No.
Yeah, burst the next day.
That is really upsetting.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
That's
so sad.
The hand jive was filmed in the dead of summer in a school that wasn't open, so they didn't have air conditioning on. It was 106 degrees in there, and multiple extras fainted.
That's gross.
Work equity for actors in the 70s was garbage.
Clearly.
If you've already watched the Christmas episode, you know this, but you know, like the Star Wars Christmas special that's notoriously horrible. Mm-hmm. So basically, the only thing that they did to help them was they lent them costumes from the Star Wars movies, but they didn't give them instructions on how to use them. Because some of those full-body latex costumes, you have to pump oxygen in.
Right.
So there's a whole cantina scene where it's all of the aliens. And they said you'd be halfway through a take and just 4 people would drop.
Oh my god.
Because they were basically in sealed rubber tubes.
Yeah.
So, actors in the 70s had it real fucking rough. And every decade before that and every decade after. It's a hard industry, guys. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just a couple facts about the sequel that will come up naturally during the review. Frenchie is only in half the movie because the movie was being rewritten while they were filming. So her character got cut in the second draft. But they're like, we already filmed her scene, so let's not be assholes.
She pops up in 3 scenes, and by the third one I was like, what's even happening? She doesn't need to be here.
And she's back in high school for one class?
For one class that sounds like it should be a college course?
It's chemistry. And I'm like, so is she just taking chemistry 6 blocks a day? Is she just taking chemistry 6 times a day?
See, that doesn't work in high school. That's why none of that made sense.
And literally the other kids were in homeroom during the... We'll get to it. And this is my... Oh, not my favorite fact. This fact and then the final fact is my favorite fact. Maxwell Caulfield was being he's the next Harrison Ford. He's the next, he's it. This movie killed his career.
Really?
He couldn't get a part for 10 years.
He was Michael.
Yeah.
He was very cute.
Very cute. Couldn't sing worth a fucking damn.
No, but not many people in this movie could.
Michelle Pfeiffer could. Michelle Pfeiffer fucking could. But this literally could not get a role for 10 years.
That's really sad.
Killed his career.
I could have seen him being somebody.
He and Michelle Pfeiffer fucking hated each other.
Well, that happens.
He said they got on infamously, and she said, I've never met someone more in love with their own reflection. Wow. And my favorite fact of the fucking movie. So Max had to use a stunt double for all of his work. All the motorcycle shit.
Okay.
And they told Michelle Pfeiffer, so we're going to get you a stunt double. And she said, no. And she did all of the motorcycle stunts herself.
Wait, even the one when she turns around, she's on the back of the bike, and then she swings around him to the front of the bike.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was really cool.
She kept saying, can I do more? She had they were like, she would just, can we film more motorcycle scenes? Can we do more motorcycles? She loved it.
Wow.
She's Catwoman.
Yeah, she was ready to go.
Did you see that fucking, are you on Instagram still?
Yes, but...
She found her whip from Catwoman, and she was like, oh, it needs to, because it's dry and it needs to be fixed up. She's like, oh, I gotta dust this off and oil it up and see if it can still sing. Next fucking thing, she whips that thing, fucking cracks it. And it is hard to crack a whip.
Yeah.
And she's like, still got it. I'm like, fuck yeah, you do, Michelle Pfeiffer. I love her. I love her so much.
She was great.
Okay, so on to the Michelle Pfeiffer fan hour. I mean, Grease 2.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. We are 30 minutes in and we're just starting the movie.
Whatevs.
We talked for 15 minutes before, too, so.
We had to get the juices flowing.
You guys are getting an impression of how much we talked before we started, because this movie needed a rev up. I'm going to set down my wine, because I'm already mumble-mouthing. Okay.
Open scene. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, that's a movie I would have much rather been watching.
There is Titanic 2. It's a horror movie. And James Cameron tried to sue the shit out of them. And they're like, we named it after the shit.
Yeah.
I will never review it because it's just a dumb, gross, gory horror movie. That happens to take place on a boat.
Not interested.
I'll watch Poseidon Adventure. That's a fucking great movie.
What is?
Poseidon Adventure.
Oh.
It's about a giant cruise ship in the 90s, 80s, and it tips on its side, and it's a group of 15, 20 people trying to get off the boat, except an elevator cuts you in half, or the wire that holds the chandelier up to the ceiling is now on the wall, and it snaps and cuts a whole room of people in half.
Wow, it sounds like a Final Destination movie.
It kind of was. It was fucking insane, and I'm not a person who likes gory horror movies, but it's great. It's great.
A creative death is fun.
I weirdly like the Final Destination movies too.
I've never seen one. Don't know
why.
But yeah, I don't watch anything scary.
Pay me to see a Saw movie. Couldn't pay me. But I think because the violence in the Final Destination movies is so hilarious.
Yes.
And it's not visceral. It's not oh, I can feel that in my kneecaps. Fuck. It's oh, she died in a tanning bed. The fuck?
Yeah.
There's no fear there because that couldn't happen to me. It's fine. I think that's it. I think it's the element of ridiculousness that's so far removed from reality. Yeah. It's not scary anymore.
I'm sure.
Anyway, Grease 2, the ultimate horror movie.
To some, to many.
Oh, God. Oh, this movie. So it starts with Blanche and the principal. They're putting up the Rydell flag, and they're like, if the Russians could put a man in space, think of what our American teenagers can do. What kind of fucking comparison is that?
Very weird. I also stumbled over that, and the fact that that wasn't even the only reference to the Russians.
Well, because it was Cold War. Not Cold War. Cold War? Not Cold
It
War.
was the Cold
War.
War because it was 1961. They put that date at the beginning.
That's right.
But then I was like, why didn't the first one talk about this stuff? Why are they leaning so heavily into it now when it's literally, 15 years after the end of World War II, and now they're talking about it? I don't know.
Well, Grease 1 did have the Freddie My Love, where she has like a million pen pals.
That's true.
I think they tried to back away from the war elements and make it a little, like, lighter and less historical. And this one is like, we're in the 60s now! Look at the bowling!
Oh, the bowling.
We'll get to the bowling. And it cuts into the first song, Back to School. Yep. And immediately I realized the problem with this movie is it's not people singing. It's a song is happening and people are dancing to it, and they'll sing one or two lines over the track.
I was thinking about that too, that there's so much more group singing.
And it is an ensemble of 500 people.
Oh my god.
And that's the thing, is I think the biggest group scene in Greece, excluding like the carnival, is like 30, maybe 50 people at the hand jive.
Right.
But there's 500 people.
It's a lot to follow. It took me a while to figure out who was supposed to be important.
Who was important, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, are they important? Oh no, she just has a great skirt. Great skirt!
Yeah.
There's one girl who wears the same skirt through the whole movie, and it's a very, like, distinct skirt. I wish I did. It's like this fuchsia skirt. It's really cute. She's standing on the table during reproduction. It's like, all you can see is her skirt, and I'm like, it's you! But yeah, it feels... And it has this weird feel to it, like it's a jukebox musical, like Mamma Mia. Like, they had the songs picked out and wrote a musical around it.
I could see that. I could see where you're
going. Because the songs seem to come out of nowhere, and they sort of fit the situation, but not exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, oh, back to school. I'm sad. Wow.
Oh, that was another thing I really stumbled upon. Stumbled over. Thank you. Sorry, I'm tired.
Me too.
Was this whole movie supposed to take place over the course of a year? Because at the end it seemed like that luau was a yay summer's here, but the whole thing felt like it took a month.
It's called the June Talent Show.
Okay.
There's another part.
The movie felt like it took
There's another
September.
part where they shoehorn in a timeline like do. I'm like, thank you for that. Actually, it was very helpful.
But I must have been looking down.
It's so awkward. I'm like, that's actually kind of helpful because it's something that used to bug me. I'm like, oh, they did actually. Thank you very much. So the T-Birds roll up, and they're on motorcycles now. Cars are over. It's motorcycles now, for no reason.
Yes.
Because motorcycles are cheaper.
Well, they are.
And there's these annoying twin cheerleaders whose names I never fucking learned, and
with
I don't
really
care
bad haircuts.
Like, fucking like Liza Minnelli Black Bob haircuts.
Yes,
it's bad.
Yeah,
and like they're trying to be Patty Simcox, but they're also like bitches who hate the teachers.
Hold on, everybody in this movie is super mean, and
so
not in a funny way.
Mean,
just mean.
Because like Patty Simcox is like, I'm a cheerleader, and I just like love my school like so much.
No, she was just like really excited. She wasn't a bitch. She was just like really passionate about her school.
And these girls, you think they are, and they're like, hi, Mrs. Mason, we love your hair. And she walks in, they're like, oh, 30 pounds of it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
they're bitches.
Yeah,
but they're also kiss asses. It's weird. So Johnny is the leader of the T-Birds. The other ones are named.
Hang on,
Louis, Demucci, Goose may all be one person.
Yeah, they could be. Honestly, I don't know.
That's the other thing, because
I don't think I got their names until like 90%.
Their last names that they refer to, like Zuko, but also like their nicknames.
Nagarelli,
Johnny Nagarelli,
Johnny Nagarelli.
So Italian.
Yeah, I was also thinking, where's Rydell? Where's Rydell?
Ohio.
Is it?
I'm 90. Like,
I mean, it's not important, but there's just a lot of accents happening that are really weird and specific.
Yeah.
That I was just struggling with where did all these people meet? I mean, high school. I mean, it's
filmed in LA.
Well, thanks.
No, I'm just Googling.
Yes. You know, I think they should have just done this movie with not a single returning person. And it would have been so much better.
Because it made no fucking sense for...
No, it didn't make sense for any of them to be back.
No.
I get that they're trying to connect them, but really it should have just been a movie not called Grease.
Well, that was the thing, is they thought they were building the Grease cinematic universe.
Yeah, they were trying to monopolize on that name, but it really didn't work.
I swear it's in Ohio, but I can't find anything to back it up. I feel like there was a joke about it.
That sounded right to me, but
I feel like there's a joke about it on Glee. Because they're in Ohio. They're in Ohio. Oh. They're in Lima, Ohio. They've referred to it many times. Okay. I'm the Glee addict here. And I think there's a joke where, like, they're like, where you think you are, Rydell High? And it's like, well, I'm close. Like, I think there's a joke somewhere in though. So Michael gets off the bus and he's like straight sweater vest nerd.
I know, he looked adorable. I'm into that.
It's a look that would work now, but in the 1960s was dumb. And he just walks off the bus. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't look anywhere. And Frenchie just walks up and gets right in his face. Like an inch away. She's like, Michael? And he's like, yes. And she's like, I'm Frenchie. I'm Sandy's friend. Your cousin. I'm like, you don't have to tell me who his cousin is. And she's like,
you remember Sandy?
When Sandy said you would come into Rydell High. Why do you keep sending your abroad students to this fucking school? I said, any cousin of Sandy's is a cousin of mine. And he's like, how are you the same age as my aunt and still in high school? She's like, yeah. And then she literally gives like a summary of her character. She's like, I went to Rydell High and I was one of the pink ladies, but then I dropped out to go to beauty school, but then I failed tinting and I turned my hair pink. But now I'm back to school to get my chemistry degree. Her chemistry degree from high school. What?
None of that makes sense.
So I can mix my own makeup. Oh, she's not about hair anymore. She's all about skincare.
Skincare.
Which, like, if she'd been wearing, like, stupid makeup through the whole movie, would have been fun. But she's not.
No.
And so she's somehow... Because the first one takes place in 58.
Yeah.
So 3 years later, she's just decided to roll up to school and take one class.
Yeah, what's she been doing in those 3 years? Fast food work.
Fucking.
Doing that cigarette smoke thing, you know.
God.
Really niche attraction there.
So the pink ladies roll up and they're in a pink car, which is apparently just passed it down.
Yeah, of course. As they do.
Pink cars roll around. And they're like, the song is happening, and all of a sudden they have this weird little chant, and they're like, act cool, be cool, look cool, think pink. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it was really nuts. The pink ladies felt much more like
they were trying to be pink ladies.
Yes. It felt really uncomfortable, whereas the original, it just seemed like a group of friends who bought some jackets.
I feel like the T-Birds and the pink ladies in the original were like an actual group of friends. I'm like, we're going to become a gang. And then by this generation, which was like 4 years later, which is about how long it takes for things to die out at a high school, it's like, so we inherited these jackets from these kids who were seniors when we were freshmen. And there's rules of being a T-Bird and a pink lady. But the rules are that you have to be one to date one, but you have to date one to be one.
Head explodes.
like they've lost the thread because the rules weren't real when the group happened, but like they made... It seems like none of them know how to
there shouldn't be rules. Okay.
Like, the T-Birds were actually a little bit of delinquents. They did some shit. Like,
yeah.
They stole some car parts. They drag raced. They did bad shit.
Yeah.
They don't do really anything. They get scared out of fights.
Yeah.
Like, when the other gang show up, they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do this. I just want to smoke and have good hair.
Yes. The important things in life.
Yes. So the coach is trying to recruit a basketball team. There's nerds abound.
Yes.
Blah, 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 blah. Michael bumps into the T-Birds. A cello gets strung up a flagpole.
That all seemed really dumb.
And then a kid jumps in a window in a very impressive move. I'm like, wow.
Honestly, yeah. I was like, wait, where's that guy running? I was like, he's going to go in that window. And then he did!
And he doesn't, like, catch the sill. He just, like...
flies. It was, like
fucking...
pole vaulting.
Nothing but net. Like, swoosh. I'm like... Fuck!
And at that moment, I knew we had peaked.
Okay, guys, end of movie. That was a great time. For fucking real. So this is where I'm gonna try to name the pink ladies, but fuck. So there's
I know one.
Sharon, who's the brown-haired one.
Okay.
Who's kind of nice, and she's trying to dress like Jackie O. And then the blonde one, Paulette.
That's the only one I know.
Is trying to be Marilyn.
Yeah.
And then there's Rhonda, who has the nose that she hates.
Well, it is not a great nose.
It isn't. They bring it up a lot, though.
They do. It's really unnecessary.
Real nose. Come on,
yeah,
guys.
It's really uncool. Can you imagine? Did they cast her with that already written, or do they write that after they cast her, you know?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Which is worse?
They're both so bad.
They're both so bad. And so we learned a little about Stephanie. She works at her father's gas station, and she's Johnny's ex.
Right.
And, like,
she just broke up with him.
It sounds like they broke up at the beginning of summer. And he's like, well, now you've had the summer off. Are we still broken up? And she's like, yes.
Yeah.
And he's shocked by this.
He's very annoying about it.
And then he's like, hey, Paulette, I'ma fuck you now. Okay, and here's the very confusing thing. And we'll get into it later. So, basically, pink ladies can only date T-birds.
Yes.
And the only way to be a pink lady is to date a T-bird. So, supposedly, all of these girls are dating, because there's 4 T-birds and there's 4 pink ladies.
I didn't get that you had to be dating somebody to be in the group.
Except when Stephanie gets kicked out.
What?
We'll get there. But Stephanie's like, you have to be dating a T-bird. Oh, because the little sister wants to join. And they're like, they say the only way to be a pink...
She's my favorite character, by
fucking
the way.
Chuck, I love her. Dolores. Some people call me Up Chuck, Beaver Chuck. I prefer Dolores. And her accent is fucking wild. She's doing so much. She's like, I have pigtails, braces, a skateboard, and my name's Dolores. I'm like,
it was the best part. When she showed up, I'm like, okay, I could get behind this.
I love she like pops in at like the 11th hour of the movie and you're like, Dolores!
She's back on her skateboard.
But there's a whole thing where they're like, well, you can't be a pink lady because you're not dating a T-bird anymore. I'm like, she hasn't been dating a T-bird this whole
You're right, I
movie.
forgot about that.
But, so supposedly, the 4 of them are dating the 4 T-birds beforehand. So who was Paulette dating that she was leaving to be with Johnny?
Maybe someone who just graduated. Maybe a T-bird.
Oh,
next level.
But you see them recruit no new T-birds before
You're
graduation.
right.
So it dies with them. Because also in Greece, there were the 4 main T-birds, but supposedly like the whole auto shop of them were T-birds.
That's true.
Because they all worked on the car. So it's like, these are the main guys, but there are others.
Yeah. It's like the quarterbacks of the football team.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put it into terms that nobody
cares about.
What am I doing?
For those of you who are Grease 2 fans and also avid football fans, I actually know there's one of you on YouTube, and I can't remember your screen name now. He's like Steelers Forever, or like Steelers fan. Hi! I probably got your screen name wrong, but hi, my one football fan.
Shocking.
I'm waving at my
the
mic.
Crossover. I'm just impressed that there's somebody.
The stands are quaking. So... they all seem like we're fucking badasses and we break the rules. But then Stephanie realizes she's wearing pants and has a damn panic attack.
I didn't understand what was happening there. And then she puts a skirt on over the pants?
Over the pants.
What was the problem? Is she not allowed to wear pants to school?
Well, all the girls are wearing skirts. And Stephanie's the only one in pants. And then she's like, and then she's walking down the hallway and one girl looks up and down and goes, pants? Like...
And I love that...
she just says, pants? And Stephanie goes, shit! And turns back and pulls the skirt up. Like, and
she had an emergency skirt. Emergency skirt. I mean...
I'm guessing dress code, it was like wearing pants was scandalous, or I don't know, like...
In 1961?
I mean, even if it wasn't like scandalous outside of school, it was probably like dress code. They were still trying to make it... I don't know.
I don't know, but that was very weird.
And she's like pulling on the pants, and like Michael's like, hello? And the T-birds shove him in a locker, and she's like, ignore them, they're fine. And he's like, who are you? And she's like, no one.
She's like, not for you.
Like, I'm sorry, my friends are assholes. Oh, what's your name? I don't fucking know you. Yeah. It's a really weird, like, meet cute for the love interests of the movie.
Yeah. Like, well, they don't know she doesn't know.
Oh, she's kind of nice to him. Never mind.
Yeah, that changes.
So, they're in Miss Mason's homeroom. Miss Mason's like I thought she was the French teacher, because like, just like, hair stacked to God, tits out.
Yeah.
Just, she's
I swear
here.
at some point she had a scarf around her neck. It's all yeah.
But she's the music appreciation teacher.
Yes. Which there's a shocking number of people in that class.
So many. But she's also in homeroom. And so the principal is doing the announcements, and they're like, we want to welcome back Mr. Spears after his nervous breakdown. And we watch this teacher who's like shaking like a fucking earthquake.
Yes.
And then like a kid screams and he just cold passes out on his desk. I'm like, mental illness. Like, it's not funny.
It was,
and it's also
really
not
uncomfortable.
Funny. And he comes back later and it's bad.
Yeah. It just gets worse for him.
And Frenchie is somehow already missing up in Chem class, even though this is clearly homeroom.
Yeah. On the first day of school, why are they mixing
chemicals?
Like, it's a no.
I was like so prepared in high school to like blow up the chem lab. It's like you couldn't if you tried. First of all, there's not chemicals exciting enough.
No.
Oh, my mom in college though, because she took an organic chem class because reasons. Literally, their final assignment was to make LSD.
Wow. What'd they do with it when they were done making it?
I'm guessing the teacher's party at the end of the year was lit.
Yeah, because they can't legally let the kids take it home.
No, I think like the teacher like destroyed it in front of the class. Like,
oh.
You basically tested it for like its purity, and then they're like,
How
and
upsetting.
Dump it in water.
Though I've heard it's awful, so.
Yeah, and you can have flashbacks for it years later, even after you stop taking it.
Wow.
Oh no, that's shrooms. Shrooms.
Well, I've heard those are great, but you know.
You can take them once though, and just like 10 years later, cruising down the freeway, just like, boo, and it kicks in like you just took them again.
That's crazy. I've never heard that.
That's why I will never do shrooms. Or any drug, Mom. Just kidding, I smoke weed all the time.
Oh my God.
It's legal in California. I have a
Does
card
your mom
for
listen
it.
to this?
Yeah.
Hi, Liz.
I've smoked weed in front of her. I smoked weed at my birthday.
You did?
Yeah. And my godfather's like, do you smoke? I'm like, weed? And he goes, the fuck? And just took my pen and like took a hit off it. And he turned to my dad. He goes, do you ever think you'd see me smoking weed with your daughter? And he goes, no. And he goes, well, because you know, you and I. And he's like, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Oh my God.
Because you know they were camp counselors together up in the fucking woods.
Yeah.
In the 70s. My dad fucking smoked weed in the wood in the 70s. Duh. I mean, he's never smoked weed. The government agency he works for. Anyway. You don't know who he is. So there's going to be a talent show in June, which they're announcing in September. First day of school.
That's really why I was confused about when the talent show was
okay.
happening.
And also, like, when they're like, American Bandstand is fucking coming to our school, and the first people
that means something.
oh yeah, I need to get my outfit ready. But like, we're gonna have a talent show. Auditions are September 2nd. Like,
yeah,
and presumably 3 rounds of auditions.
something like that. But then the weirdest, I was like, why are they all doing the talent show to win records?
100 records.
Okay,
Which
it took me
back in the day,
while. I
that was
didn't
impressive.
understand. I was like, I definitely missed the part where they were excited about the talent show.
Because the one TBird kept being like, I call all the Ray Orbison records.
Yeah,
I don't know who Ray Orbison is.
it's Roy.
Roy Orbison. See, I don't know who the fuck he is. Because they have all the records like in a display case in the lobby.
Yeah, I totally missed it.
And they're like, and they have
must
this
have been
record
typed
and
in
that
something
record.
useless.
Oh my god. So they want these records. But also, they're all doing it in like groups of 20. So I'm like, each of y'all are gonna get like 5 records.
Yeah.
But apparently not, because we'll get to fucking that, the talent show. Oh
Yes.
my god.
But next up, I think we have bowling. Oh wait, the motorcycle guys show up.
We have the track meet or track
There's so much stuff.
track tryouts. Okay, also
Maybe it was just PE.
the teacher introduces Michael over the loudspeaker to the whole school.
Yeah, like how small is
They're
your
like-
school that a
They're like, we have a
requirement?
straight A student coming all the way from England. And they're like, say hello to Michael. And all the students go, hello to Michael. I'm like, timeless. Anyway, so it's I think it's tryout. No, it's not tryouts because the
It could
TBird
just
would
be
be trying out.
track practice.
Yeah, it's track practice plus band practice. Because the marching band is playing Moon River.
Moon River. I wrote that.
What the shit?
I was like, is that a standard band song?
I don't know.
I love Moon River. I'll listen to it anytime. But I was just like
too.
in the background that's going. I was like, oh, that sounds like Moon River.
And
Wait,
Frenchie
it
says,
is.
how's your first week of school? So this is like in the first
Oh
week.
gosh.
I tried to pay close
It was
attention
really
because
hard.
there's not much.
Yeah.
And the twins like tackle Michael and they're like, Michael, we hear you play piano. I'm like, how? Like, and he's
Yeah,
like,
how'd that cut out? The guy
I-
hasn't talked to anybody.
I do. And they're like, you have to play for the talent show auditions. And then apparently the entire fucking talent show for everyone.
yeah.
For everyone.
Well, I mean, that one girl does it for the whole High School Musical performance.
Oh, Kelsey. You sad little lesbian.
Maybe it's a thing in some schools that I don't know.
I went to OSHA and it's fucking not. Real quick. Have you heard the fucking exciting news?
No.
You know Nelson? Went to OSHA with him?
I mean, it sounds familiar.
So
He sounds
yeah,
familiar.
he has a standing. I don't want to take my headphone off. He has a standing gig at like a restaurant in Long Beach, and he was playing, and the bartender like slipped a napkin to him on the piano that said, "Just so you know, Stevie Wonder is in the audience."
No.
And he was like, and so he just started playing like an instrumental cover of "Isn't She Lovely?" Like,
Yeah.
I get you, Stevie. Gets a second napkin. Stevie would like to play with you.
No.
Played for 30 35 minutes. Everyone listening to this, because he's been on People magazine, Daily Mail. He was interviewed by NPR this morning.
Wow.
And at the end of the thing, he hugged him and said, "I can't wait to hear your EP." And
That's
he took
so
his business
cool.
card.
I thought the second note was going to say stop playing Stevie songs.
No! No!
I'm so glad that Stevie's not as horrible as I made him out to be in my brain just now.
He played with him for 35
That's really cool.
minutes.
Good for him.
Oh, Nelson Cade III. Look up his shit. I'm so proud of him.
I'm sure people love when you scream into your mic.
I audio correct it so it doesn't actually freak out.
Okay.
I do. I see it spiking and I'm like,
fix them levels.
yeah, because I listen to it myself when I'm editing, so I try not to hurt myself.
Yeah.
So Craterface just shows up at school.
Yeah.
Ripping across the lawn on a motorcycle. Why isn't he not arrested?
I don't know. That was really upsetting.
And the T-Birds put their jackets on over their gym uniform. God, it looks stupid.
It was very dumb.
And they're like, "Go away." And the Scorpions say, "No." And then they leave.
Yeah.
And then Johnny tells Paulette to dress up for bowling.
Okay, raise your hand if you thought bowling was going to be a euphemism for something else. Me.
I love a bowling job.
Yeah, sure.
That's a joke from Ugly Betty. I'm really sorry, guys.
I don't know. I just really didn't expect them to actually be bowling, and then I was like, oh.
Oh, with the
Okay.
completely subtle song, "We're gonna score tonight. We're gonna score tonight."
Don't sing it. It might get stuck in my head.
But how can you not with such lyrics as, "We're gonna rock, we're gonna roll, we're gonna bop, we're gonna bowl, we're gonna score tonight."
I will say, there were moments in some of the songs where I was like, all right, this feels a little Broadway-ish. Like the lyrics and the way they put things together. They just aren't good.
Every
but I
song
get it.
in Grease sticks in your head. You
Yes.
could sing that shit. I can sing the fucking hand jive, and that's the least catchy song besides "Hopelessly Devoted to You."
Born to hand
Jive,
jive,
baby.
baby.
No, you can't hand jive, baby.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I had to.
I played cha-cha in Grease, by the way. And I got dropped on my head by my Danny, Nick. Nick, you know who you are.
Wow. Ouch.
He dropped me straight down to the top of my head. It hurt.
I believe you.
And then he made me go again. I'm like, "Can I have 5 minutes?" They're like, "No. We have to get the lighting down." So they're trying to make all sorts of sex puns through the bowling.
Yes.
Okay, Johnny has a weird form of verbal dyslexia is the only way I can describe it. Or he's just fucking stupid. This is the first one of it where he says Paulette has nymphoid mania.
Yes.
And then
I feel like I laughed at that.
she
I'm not gonna lie.
it gets less funny the longer it goes on, though.
Oh, everything does.
He fucks up ones that don't even make sense too.
Yeah.
And she literally gets on her hands and knees, sticking her gold lame ass in the air.
Yeah.
And rolls the ball down the lane. Okay, also, the other three...
She gets a strike, though.
She does. The 3 pink ladies have, like, pink bowling shirts, and Stephanie's in a red and black one. Like, get fucked. I'm like...
She looks massively different than all of them the whole movie.
Yes.
Like,
because she's Michelle Pfeiffer.
She's special.
She is.
I think she's supposed to be, like...
Not really wanting to be
Rizzo
a pink lady.
and Sandy rolled into one person.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Because they wanted, like, attitude, but she also has to be the desirable one.
And also, like, I want something more.
Yeah.
I want more. So Dolores, who is Paulette's little sister, like, pops up. She's like, "What's the final score?" And Johnny's like, "That happens later." The fuck your sister. Weird. There are so many fucking pirouettes and spins and turns on that bowling lane.
Yes.
I'm like, first of all, you'd all be falling flat on your asses because people are running up and down the lanes of that bowling alley.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever accidentally, like, stepped your toe over the line. It's like a fucking cartoon. Like, your foot goes up in the air
it's
and
super
you
slippery.
fall.
Yeah.
But they're just, like, running back and forth across the bowling lanes.
Gotta say, their dancing in that scene was so out of sync. Their movements, like their spins and all their movements were, like... It could just be 3 of them, and they're all going on different times.
The lip sync is
not
terrible.
In a way that was supposed to
Half
be.
the time, the pink ladies don't know the words, and they're like... like, their mouths aren't moving at the right times. Paulette cannot sing.
No, Yep, I wrote
What
that
the
too.
actual
so
shit?
bad. It's really upsetting.
When you're casting a musical, because you weren't for her acting talents.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Michael is...
Did you see the Nuns at the bowling alley?
Yes, I did.
Sorry, I just had to say that. That was really
Oh,
weird.
the Nuns.
They were there for a flash.
And then they were gone. They weren't there for the dance scene.
They had to make sure everyone was leaving room for Jesus.
Remember that in Girl Scout camp? Oh my god. Leave room for Jesus. So Michael is reading a bowling etiquette book?
Yes, a guide on how to make friends at a bowling alley?
Because he's like, when approaching a lane, ask informally but politely to join a game. And then he puts on his best American accent, because he's definitely not an American accent, faking a British accent.
No, why would you say that?
How about a game? How about a game? Any lanes free? Oh, also, did you love that the cool writer had an American accent? Like, he dropped the British away to be the cool writer?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Well, it worked.
It did, because you can't see a third of his face. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Dumb fuck.
Well, you know how masks work. Once you cover the eyes, you never know the person.
The one and only movie where I have bought, you know what, that mask, I wouldn't know who they are, is fucking Captain America the Winter Soldier. Because he had the full half-face goggles, and then just like the black bandana, the bottom half of his face. You could see his nose. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't know that was Sebastian
Believable.
Stan.
Sure.
Like, that his best friend of like 20 years wouldn't know who he is. I'm like,
yeah.
Fuck, because his entire face is covered. The best one is fucking Green Lantern, where Blake Lively's like, how? And he's like, you know it's me. She goes,
I've never seen that.
I've seen you naked. I can recognize you seeing the tops of your cheekbones.
Oh my
Because he just has like the little eye one. And she's like, I've seen you naked. You think I can't recognize you if I can't see the tops of your cheekbones? Yeah. I'm like, thank you. Someone said it. The one that has no excuse is Superman. Come on, Lois.
Yeah, no, that's troubling.
So he walks into the bowl. Oh, no. So Stephanie is like, I can date anyone I want. Fuck you. And Johnny's like, oh, you can date anyone you want? She goes, yeah. And I can kiss anyone I want. I can kiss the next guy who walks to the door. And who comes in?
You can bet your ass.
Michael. And she just Frenches him. And he's like, what? Oh, he's like already smitten with her. He was smitten with her from like the first day.
He saw her.
And Frenchie's like, boy, you about to die. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'll be a T-Bird.
This is the scene where I started to stan Dolores. And she looks nothing like Paulette, her sister.
No. And Dolores is just like, here's the thing. The pink ladies, they're assholes. They won't let me join their gang. I offered to be a mascot. They wouldn't do it. I tried to put my own letters on a jacket. They fell off. It was a real embarrassment. Michael, here's what you're going to do. You're going to walk me home. It's not because I'm little. It's because it's a date. And I love Dolores.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Dolores Rubberchuck. Some people call me Upchuck. Some people call me Chuck. I prefer Dolores. Okay.
Sure thing.
Yes. And so he's walking her out of the bowling alley and presumably home. I can't read my own handwriting. Oh, Rhonda also smokes with like a giant cigarette holder for no fucking reason.
Wow, I missed that.
And it cracked me up. She drops about halfway through the movie.
Sure, why not? No one is important in this movie.
So the next day, they almost crashed their car into the new substitute teacher, Mr. Stewart.
Mr. Stewart. I thought he was going to be relevant. Again, no one's important.
He's relevant for that one song.
Yeah.
And that is it, because that guy could actually sing, I have to say.
Yeah.
I think he was entirely cast for that part.
Yeah.
So he walks into class, and he's like, hello, I'm Mr. Stewart, your substitute teacher. The whole class goes, bye, and just stands and leaves.
Yeah, that was really good. Wouldn't that be hilarious if that happened in real life?
The one time my class ever tried to pull a prank on the sub is we tried to do like a name switchy thing. Like,
yeah.
No, I'm Adam and he's Steve. And then one of the people who switched names was like an asshole in class.
Yeah.
And the teacher came back to the next class and he's like, Steve, I'm really mad at you. The sub left several notes on you saying you misbehaved.
Oh my God.
And God bless Adam, Steve, the real Steve raised his hand and goes, actually, that was Adam. We switched names. It was me who was in trouble. I'm like, that's a good friend.
Yeah.
Like, you could have gotten out of it. And he's like, actually, that was me. It's like, wow, you're good. So all of a sudden, everyone has decided, oh, tiny funny scene. Johnny is walking down the hallway smoking, and the principal catches him, and he has to eat his cigarette.
Okay, that scene was clearly supposed to be from
the original?
From the original, which is, like, one of my favorite scenes. Her is like, I ain't taking no crap from nobody, and she's right there. And it was just such a sad...
imitation?
Yeah.
There's a couple scenes. I missed the best one. But, like, in the first scene, and she's like, if you can't, if you don't join the football team, come to the pep rally. If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter. And it, like, takes her a second. And the version in this one is, come join the band ensemble. If you can't play with a group, play with yourself.
So good. I
think that was like the best imitation of thing from previous movies.
Yes.
But yeah, they do a couple things where, like, they try to hit the same beats.
Yeah.
And it doesn't quite work. And also, like, the T-Birds are clearly scared shitless of actual authority.
Yes.
At no point are they, like, rough and tumble, break a law,
They
nothing.
didn't seem actually cool at all.
They didn't seem like an actual game. They seemed like four guys who put on jackets and were like, oh.
Just kind of nervous.
Yeah.
And very pretending to be confident.
Yeah.
Which, weren't we all in high school?
God, yes.
Yeah. So realistic, I guess.
I'm sorry, cheerleader. What are you talking about?
I wasn't uncomfortable or insecure the whole time.
I bought an ad for your cheer calendar.
I know, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I put a Hannah Montana quote in. And
13-year-old me.
So proud.
So grateful.
I'm still proud of that quote. If one of these...
I knew you were going to say...
Does that make two of these? Pom, 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 pom? I still remember it. It's great. Still funny.
It is. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
Thank you, Hannah Montana. Who knew Miley would still be relevant?
Yeah.
Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner's wedding was amazing.
It was. By the way, I think I'm going to see the Jonas Brothers in concert.
When? Where can I come?
It's a maybe. My friend bought tickets for her and her friend and then realized she didn't know if her other friend actually confirmed that they were going. So if she says no, I'm in.
I might be seeing Abba at the Hollywood Bowl.
No.
Do you want to come?
Possibly.
Tickets are actually, like, stupid cheap.
That could be cool.
Okay, and I hate to
I thought they didn't perform together anymore.
They reunited!
That's incredible.
I know. And not to rub salt in the wound, but literally we sang fucking Abba the whole time in Catalina. Like, it was like an infection.
I believe it.
I had been singing it since January. I couldn't stop. Literally, Catalina happened. I have been, like, freed from my Abba curse. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god. I've been singing Mamma Mia for 4 months.
Man. I just watched the second one on Friday. I'm always watching it.
The second one.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh my god, I've seen it like 4 or 5 times.
Is it on Netflix yet?
It's on HBO.
I have a friend's password.
There you go. Who doesn't have a friend's password? Except for, I feel like a good person because I'm finally the friend who has given the password.
Oh, I
paid for it just for Game of Thrones.
I've told Rebecca I'm gonna buy the Disney Plus account and I'll share my because also for her it's her and her husband, so like they have like real. So I have her Netflix account. I have my own Hulu account, but she has a Hulu Plus account, which I use. But it's one of the ones where, like, 2 people can't be using it at once.
Oh, really?
So I can only use it sometimes. Mm-hmm. I now have her HBO account, which she only bought for Game of Thrones. She's like, I'm going to discontinue it after. I'm like, I won't get attached. I'm good.
It's too bad I like John Oliver, man.
I pay for my own Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've told her I'll pay for the Disney Plus and we can share.
It's only like going to be $7 or something anyways.
And they're going to have 450 episodes of Disney original shows.
Wow.
All the Star Wars movies, all 22 Marvel movies. I'm like, I'm gonna die! I'm so excited. I know Disney owns everything and it's a monopoly and it's horrible, but I'm gonna be very entertained.
What did they just get? Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. I was like,
5?
With some friends who don't care about that kind of stuff. I'm like, guys, this is bad. This is a big deal. And they're like,
65% of movies coming out this summer are Disney movies.
Oh.
And slight tangent, but it's really fucked up and you should look into it. So basically, when a studio gives their movie to a theater, they can impose certain rules. Like, this has to be played on an IMAX screen, or this has to be played in a certain resolution, or blah, 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 blah. And some will do certain things like, hey, on our opening weekend, it has to be playing in your biggest theater. Like, if we're going to give you Avengers Endgame, and you have 3 200-seat theaters and 1 300-seat theater, it has to be in your 300-seater for its opening weekend.
Right.
which most movie theaters, like, we would do that anyway. And it's
Right.
only tricky when, like, like, 2 big movies are coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
And we have to pick which one we
Gets
want.
the bigger theater, right.
So, because Marvel are fucking assholes, and they know they can get away with this because everyone's going to cream their pants if they can't see Avengers Endgame, says, our movie has to play in your biggest theater for the first 4 weeks.
Wow.
And for fucking little podunk towns in nowhere that have 1 screen, they're like, literally, the population of the town will see it in a week.
The first weekend.
3 times over.
Yeah.
And it's like, so do you not want Avengers? Or do you want to play Avengers for 4 weeks and know you will have no one in your theater?
That's horrible.
And everyone's like, that's a real dick move. They're like, then don't play a Marvel movie then.
Well, fine, then they won't.
But that's the thing is they can't.
But they can.
I know.
They won't, but they can.
But they'll lose money that way too.
Yeah, no, they're going to lose money no matter what.
Yeah.
So,
and
it's horrible.
and no movie has ever done something that dickish before. But Marvel's just doing it because they're like, what are you going to not do? Not play Avengers?
Yeah. If you don't want to play Avengers, then we won't give you the 75 other movies coming out later.
Yeah. And 65% of movies coming out this summer belong to Disney.
Wow.
I think it's physically impossible to boycott Disney at this point.
Yeah, kind of. You know, I don't care at all about seeing that Lion King movie.
After seeing
I feel like it's the wrong take, but it's
I was like,
at.
Beyonce! Oh. Never mind. Like, well, first of all, everyone's like, they have no expressions. And then Disney's like, they're lions. They don't have expressions. And then someone fucking posted a clip of Aslan in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
And it's like, lions don't have expressions. And then people were just posting pictures of their house cats. Like, cats don't have expressions, you asshole! Like, this is my cat.
Have you ever seen a cat?
Exactly. And it just looks like we did it because we could.
Yes. And
I don't want to see Aladdin.
I'm more likely to see Aladdin than I am Lion King, only because there's humans.
The one moment,
but I still don't really care.
Well, I'm watching the trailer for Aladdin. I'm like, don't care.
I haven't seen it.
And then I just heard a whole new world, and I was like, I had like a little heart glow.
Yeah.
Like, but that's when I saw Beauty and the Beast. I'm like, don't fucking care. And then they sang "Be Our Guest," and I was like, Be Our Guest. Yay!
You know what? I loved that movie. I saw it twice in the theater because I went with a friend and her niece the second time, and then I bought it, and then I went to watch it, and then I was like, this movie sucks.
Oh, thank God.
No, I just like was so excited about Beauty and the Beast that I was like prepared to love it no matter what kind of thing. And then when I just went to watch it at home, I was like, this is very boring. This is not good.
You love the song about looking through an open door. She's through the door.
I don't even
and
remember.
Evermore. She's through the door. I'm like, we get it. You wrote original music, but you fucking cut a change in me for no goddamn because Emma Watson can't sing. That's the reason.
Yeah. Anywho. Grease 2,
You cut
guys.
Home and A Change in Me. Get fucked.
Okay.
Sorry, they're the 2 best songs in the fucking show because Belle's supposed to be a good singer, Emma Watson. Please be on my podcast.
That's hilarious. As if.
I feel like she has a good sense of humor about herself.
Wow. You know what? I don't get that feeling from her. She kind of bugs me, to be honest.
Okay, why did the world at large decide to hate Anne Hathaway?
That was a long time ago. We like Anne Hathaway now.
I have loved
there
Anne
was a
Hathaway
period
the whole time.
I'll tell you exactly when it happened. It happened.
Catwoman Les Mis?
Yes, because she wasn't being like, oh my gosh, me? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. She was like, I've wanted this my whole life.
But
you have to pretend
we hate her now
so
too.
much more humble.
But when Jennifer Lawrence did that shit, when she won her Oscar, everyone's like, yes, Jennifer! And
she's just done some things that were...
I hate her now.
The, like, culturally insensitive things.
Yeah,
and
but we're not hating her because she had a big ego. We're hating her because she's an asshole.
Yeah, that's the reason I don't like... In all honesty, I totally jumped on the I don't like Anne Hathaway bandwagon. And then, like, a year or two ago, I was like, where did that come from? And then I was like, the internet. It makes you mean.
I feel like okay, first of all, Anne Hathaway's very first movie, period, was Princess Diaries.
Which, by the way, is still one of my favorite movies.
Still holds up. Can you imagine your first movie, A, leading a movie, B, a Disney movie, C, opposite Julie Andrews?
Yeah.
I'd have a fucking big ego too.
Yeah.
And someone's like, I hate Anne Hathaway. I hate Julie Andrews. Drop dead. Oh my God. I said
Quite
that.
literally drop dead.
I said that and I hurt my own heart. Oh my God. I scared myself.
You caught it halfway through.
I'm sorry, Julie. But they said Anne Hathaway just irritates me because she's like a theater kid who made it. And someone said,
I've
God.
seen people say stuff like that.
I just realized everyone thinks that every theater kid thinks that they're Anne Hathaway who hasn't made it yet. And I'm like, well, we all have to be at some point. That fucking little kid who loves attention.
Yes.
That's where we all come from.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know why we decided to all hate Anne Hathaway. I love her.
It's fine. People like her now, especially after the Oceans movie. She was very good in
Am
that.
I going to see the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels remake with her and Rebel Wilson, which looks straight up terrible? Yes. The Hustle?
Is that what that's supposed to be?
Yes. Did you not get that? 2 con artists and one's really good and one's really shitty. And
I didn't really pay attention. I've only seen the trailer once, and then I just keep seeing small clips with
They wanted to name the
accents
movie
and...
Dirty Rotten Skanks, but they wouldn't let them.
Sure.
Man.
That wouldn't go over well, honestly.
All I can fucking think.
Sorry, I just saw a note. Is Stephanie's jacket reversible?
Right? I think it is.
I got so excited. I was like, wait, that's black now.
She has a jacket for all seasons.
Yes.
She's killing it. I loved it. But like Anne Hathaway again, people, she's great. I love her.
Yeah.
And she almost killed her kids. her son.
I read about that.
Oh my god. And on Colbert last night, she met RuPaul and just started like bawling.
Oh, really?
They were like, oh, what show are you obsessed with? And she goes, oh my god, I love RuPaul's Drag Race. He's like, oh, well, RuPaul's my guest tomorrow night. And she's like, oh, he is? He's like, do you want to leave a message for him? And she goes, I love you. He goes, why don't you tell him yourself, Ru? And Anna goes, no. Like, oh god, no, I can't handle it. And she just starts like sobbing. And she's like, I'm like, me, pretty much was what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talent show auditions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a prep boy singing trio. Oh no, wait, no. First it's the twins singing that song about Brad.
Yes.
Which was a truly bizarre song.
Yeah.
About a buckle in the back of his pants. I'm like,
yeah, I was
what?
like, is that a thing? That was weird.
And like they point to it very pointed. Like, I don't know
either.
And Miss Mason was like, these are my girls. Look at the good breeding. I'm like, is that code for white?
No.
She says it a couple more times.
Yeah, but then the principal said, these are my boys when she's talking about the...
Italian kids?
It's just the ones they like the most.
But she doesn't say they have good breeding. She says good breeding about the white ones.
All right, fine.
And
let's
the
make
TBirds
this
are
racist.
It's not Garelli. They're very Italian.
Yes.
But she's a good breeding all-American. I'm like, okay. It is the 60s.
But not written in the 60s.
But it's the 60s. Did you see any black people at the school?
No.
In either one?
No.
Do you know who the black people are? They're the band and the hand jive. That's it.
Okay, well, in the 60s, didn't we still have segregation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
So good American breeding is a racist line.
All right.
Social justice warrior. So the pink ladies and 8 other girls somehow
I don't know
like,
who they were.
You can only be a pink lady. You can only be... Unless you're in the talent show, and then there's like 8 more of us.
Well, I don't think those girls were pink ladies. I think they were just conscribed to dancing with them.
Yeah, and the one nerdy girl who's like also a bitch, who's also a slut, she had layers, and I loved her. Yeah. The one with the super thin pigtails and the glasses.
Yep.
She was on a journey, and I loved her. She was doing everything. So they're singing. They say that they're the calendar girl.
Yes.
But the name of the song is Girl for All Seasons. Over and over and over.
Yeah, well, the group name is the Calendar Girls. The
Yeah.
song they're singing
is Girl for All Seasons. So
yes.
basically there's 12 girls, and each one is assigned a month.
I thought it was dumb at first, and then it grew on me.
It's actually very clever for a high school talent show.
Yeah.
But then also somehow the T-Birds were in their group. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
We'll get to it. So they're singing, and Michael's playing the music, and like Stephanie's standing off to the side trying to sing. Mm-hmm. And Michael's like, I want to ask you out. And she's like, no. And he's like, but I love you. And she's like, no, I don't fucking know you.
Wait, hold on. My favorite line in the whole thing happens here. Do you still do favorite lines at the end?
Yes, I'm
okay.
saving mine. It's my favorite too.
We have the same favorite line, don't we?
And the best one in the whole movie. We'll get to it. How he asks her out. And how she
responds.
He asks her out like 6 times. I'm like,
yes.
Get a clue. And she's like, no. And she's like, you don't get it, do you? And he's like, get what? I'm like, clearly not.
I want a rider that's cool.
She wants a dream on a mean machine with hell in his eyes.
Yeah.
She's fucking dancing around that backstage. That ladder straddle she does, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She climbs a ladder and like straddles it like it's a motorcycle. I'm like, get it, Stephanie Zanoni. Amazing. And then she just goes dancing out of the theater across the quad.
It was...
And I'm like, the level of confidence is...
It was definitely a confident move.
Italian hands. Amazing. I love her. And Michael's just watching her like, I'm gonna fuck that girl. Like, he's smitten. Not put off at all.
And then the one guy comes up to him.
Demucci. I did
and
actually
makes
get
a
that.
Deal.
And he says, I keep getting F's on my papers. His nickname is Shakespeare, by the way, because he's British.
Yeah.
And they're like, Shakespeare,
because never forget, British means smart.
Yeah. He actually even touches on that later on, which I'm like, proud of you.
Yeah.
And
but also like, he was introduced as an
straight
A student.
In England. Does it count? I'm kidding.
You don't have British listeners.
Your A levels count. I actually do.
Do you?
I have German listeners.
Wow.
I have like 4. Hi, guys.
I don't know why I was just going to pretend to say something in German. I don't know German.
Good.
Not a single word.
Dankeschön. German.
Yeah. Das something.
Das Boot. Bratwurst.
No, stop. Now we're just getting mean.
Hefeweizen. Sauerkraut. Anyway.
All right.
So they're gonna pay Michael. He's gonna pay Michael to write his papers.
Yes. And Michael wants the money to buy a motorcycle.
Michael's uncle has a bomb shelter.
Yeah.
Which I was very confused because I'm like, oh, did later on, is that the uncle's bomb shelter? No, it is a different bomb shelter.
Oh.
I checked.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, just bomb shelters everywhere because this is the Cold War. Weird. So he goes down into the bomb shelter and he's like, I've written your paper so we can exchange our money and papers in the dark of night. And he's like, wow, this is really great paper. And he's like, tell the other T-Birds I'll write their papers too. And like all the T-Birds are like, no one can know we're talking.
Yeah.
Thank you for the work. I think it's Johnny's like, wonderful penmanship. I mean, thank you. I mean,
don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone. Like, he's lovely pen. He literally writes it in fucking calligraphy, the first one.
And then he starts making them look like shit to look like
they
which
wrote
is
them.
Very clever.
So now we're to my favorite song.
Me too.
No means the best song.
Halfway through it, I was like, wait, this song is fantastic.
So Mr. Stewart is drawing a very detailed uterus on the board.
I was so thrown off because I didn't know what kind of class Mr. Stewart taught.
Hell.
Sure.
Science. And he's like, when is the best time of month to conceive?
I was like, also, why is that a necessary conversation in high school?
So they can avoid it.
Wow, they went so much further in their health class than most health classes do.
I'm going to tell my very favorite health class story, and I'm not going to say his name because I have grown and matured. So our teacher had like a bucket in the front of the class. She goes, if you ever have questions,
sure,
you can write it down. Don't
Anonymous.
put your name on it. And if I don't see a name on it, I'll answer it to the whole class. But if you put your name on it, I'll answer it, like, I'll pull you aside and tell just you the answer.
Yeah.
And some people are like, I'll put my name down but answer this in front of the class because it's a legit question I have. Like,
a question they're not embarrassed to ask.
Yeah, like, I forget what it was, but it was like, oh, can condoms prevent the spread of HPV? Which, like, there's certain ones that can and can't be prevented by condoms. It was like, is HPV one of them? So, like,
right.
Yes, answer that for the whole class. I want everyone to know. And a certain person wrote down and said, I don't mind if it's answered in front of the class, which, oh, God, thank you, because it was, what is the difference between an organism and an orgasm?
No. What? Did he ever take a science class? Ever?
For some... Oh, no, he's like, when's the best time to conceive? Mr. Demucci, he's like, I don't know, ask Johnny. I don't know, ask Goose. I don't... None of them know.
On.
None of them know. And then for some reason, Mrs. Mason comes in to help and does fuck all nothing.
Yeah.
When the class goes to shit. And they sing the best song, Reproduction. Put your pollen tube to work. Make my stamen go berserk.
Nobody in that room could sing.
No, not a one.
It was really upsetting.
Yep.
It did feel like a legit Broadway song to me, though.
It was the one that felt most like it belonged in a Grease movie.
Yes. And that was the horniest group of teenagers I've ever seen.
And I love that the girls were simultaneously scandalized and horny as shit.
So into it.
Like,
they
were thrusting full body length, but if a boy looked at them,
standing on tables.
Yeah! I'm like,
yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
Oh, you know what I put in my notes? Horniest group of teens I've ever seen in my life, and I watched Gossip Girl.
I need to do a Gossip Girl rewatch.
It's
bad.
Good until the last 2 seasons.
Well, yeah. Well, now that Ed Westwick has been cleared of charges, I can watch it guilt-free. Because I tried to do a rewatch, and I'm like, this is icky. I can't watch it. Sure. Because his character is just like a predator.
Super gross, yeah.
Which, like, when you're playing, it's fun, but you're like, oh, it's real. Fuck, I can't. Right. No. Are you watching You?
No, it's been recommended to me, so maybe someday.
It's pretty much Dan if he was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was like, this seems stupid because it was on Lifetime, but now it's on Netflix. Now it's on Netflix, yeah. And I watched the first episode, and I'm like, this seems kind of shallow and dumb. And then about the last 4 minutes, you're like, oh, shit! This is... because it's like, oh, this girl's pretty. She gave me her credit card to pay, so, like, I'm going to get her last name so now I can look her up on Facebook. I'm like, we've all done creepy stalker shit like that where it's like, I casually learned your last name so I could look you up. It's like, yeah, okay. And then through that, he finds her Instagram. Through that, he finds her LinkedIn so we can find out what jobs. I'm like, we've all gone too deep on a social media dive. And then he's like, oh, I think I recognize that building that she's standing in front of. Oh, that's her apartment. Oh, I'll just walk by. I'm like, ooh, a little fucked up. And he's like, oh, those locks are easy to crack. I'll just go in. And you're like, no. And then it goes full stalker crazy, and it's amazing. So reproduction. The teacher pretty much straight up fucking says that a girl doesn't turn a guy on unless she wants to fuck him. I'm like,
that's not how it works, but
fuck,
okay.
Teacher? The fuck? And then there's one verse where, like, the girls sing as the guys and the guys sing as the girls. It is slightly funny. Like, I don't remember. Like, all the girls like, reproduction, and the guys go, reproduction.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, the girls like, come on, baby, if you really love me, you do it. Like, it's a little bit funny. It's the one that felt like it belonged most in Grease.
Yes. I agree.
And this is the fuchsia skirt girl. I'm like, fuchsia skirt girl! Hello! And Stephanie is making fuck me eyes at Michael the whole song. Yeah. And around the last verse, he starts singing too, and he's like, reproduction, okay. And then the principal walks in at the last minute, and she's like, Mr. Stewart, you've got to control these kids because they're fucking horny teenagers. And then my second favorite line in the whole movie, this girl walks in and she goes, I've missed my last 2 periods. She goes, it's okay, you can make them up after school. Okay, also a giant plot point that always bothered me in Grease. Rizzo starts skipping periods, like 3rd month of school.
Wait, and then doesn't know until the end of the year.
Period comes back in June. I'm like, that's a miscarriage, beesh.
It's possible.
Like, sorry, if you started skipping periods 6 months ago?
You know what? I've had some very messed up menstruation schedules.
True, I have too.
So, I mean, I literally went a year without one once.
I did too.
Also didn't see a doctor.
I was on Seasonique and in London. Oh, wow. The one where you're only supposed to have 4 a year. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to start Seasonique before I go to London. And I went that whole year and didn't have one. I was like, ooh.
Yep, you never know how those things are going to react for you.
No, and it was funny because I went to my doctor. I'm going to cut this too. I went to my doctor and he's like, you're going to take this pill, and if you don't start your period in 24 hours, something is wrong. And I took it. I started before I got home. I'm like, shit. Okay. He's like, yeah, your hormone cycle was just fucked up. And I'm like, why did I complain about this? Shit.
I didn't have mine because I quit birth control and then didn't go on something else, and my body just didn't readjust for like a year.
If you stop or start one, it can fuck your cycle up. I just remember the first time I watched Grease, and she and Kaneki are in the back of the car, and he goes, it broke, and I'm like, I know what broke. Like,
I did not.
No, but I remember the first time I watched it, and I realized what broke. I'm like, a condom! Like,
there were so many things in that movie I did not understand until years later. I'm like, oh, that's what's happening right now. Like,
a hickey from Kaneki. Those hickeys were real, and Jeff Conway insisted on giving them to her himself.
That's sexual assault, unless she was okay with it, and then it's all right. It's still really uncomfortable.
Blurred lines. In the
creepy, did you though?
In the creepy Robin Thicke way.
Yeah, definitely.
I love how we all bopped to that song for a full month and then went, wait, what the fuck are the words.
You know what? I'm past it. I still like that song. It's really, really upsetting and wrong, but
I have an instrumental cover of the song that I bopped to. Lee!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
That sounded like a dying
baby. No, it means that Alex is not
my cats
in the
do
last
that too.
4 seconds. Oh my goodness, Lee, you're a baby.
That was so cute.
It's so funny because like I'll be down here and like he'll like go out the door to the grocery store. 5 seconds later, they're both at the front door.
Aww.
Like so sad.
My cat Simba hits me when I don't pet him.
Aww.
Yeah, he's an asshole. I love him.
So as you can see, I did not get a cat for my birthday.
I know. So we are at the part where
Michael buys a motorcycle.
Yep, he's fixing up the bike.
He can finally afford it. And like I could think the mechanic sort of tried to rip it off, but then helps him rebuild the bike. So
yeah.
The mechanic didn't know what he was doing, but he rebuilds a bike like...
Michael looked very good in that whole boiler suit situation.
Oh, that little, like, gray jumpsuit.
I was into it, yeah.
Oh, it worked. Yep. It worked. And he fixed up that motorcycle like that. It was very quick.
You know what was weird, though? When he was, like, riding in the park and Frenchie sees him, and he's, like, riding it, and he keeps lifting the bike and falling off the back. I'm like, that's not how you ride a bike.
Well, because then it isn't only the front wheel has power. Like, you know, like you have 4-wheel drive in a car, or like...
I have no idea, but you don't have to lift the front of the bike unless you're doing a trick.
No, but I think it's like an accident. Like, he's trying to rev the bike, and he keeps, like, jerking it in the air.
Oh.
Or he's
trying
It
didn't feel that way to me, but I could see where you're coming from.
Or he's trying to practice a trick to look cool.
Yeah, because he does eventually do that where he's riding on just the back tire.
Oh my god, I was on the fucking freeway today, going 80 miles an hour, and a motorcycle passed me doing a fucking wheelie.
Oh.
And then he passes me, and he jumps up and is standing on... I'm like... Standing on the seat of his bike. I'm going 80 and he's whipping past me. He's wearing fucking flip-flops, shorts, and like a t-shirt. He had a helmet on. I'm like, for fucking what? So you have a pretty face for your casket and your no body? Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Full body bandages, but like
bandages, no skin. Fucking hell. Ugh. I read this. No, it was in Augustin Burroughs' book, and he's best friends with a mortician. Mm-hmm. And they're like, he goes, the fucking worst deaths, the families want to have open caskets. And he goes, the worst ones are jumpers because just their bones are like loose in their body.
Oh, God. And
he goes, but it's okay because usually they only need to be pretty from the face up. And like, this is true because all of his books are nonfiction. Someone got decapitated and their family wanted an open casket.
Did they wear a turtleneck?
Yes, actually.
It's really the only option.
They broke a broom handle in half, shoved it down into the meat of his body, then shoved the head on, got it straight, and put him in a turtleneck. I'm like, wow. Why would you want an open casket?
I don't know. That is really crazy.
Yeah.
People be weird.
If I get fucked up, close the damn casket, put a pretty picture by me.
The whole seeing a person in a casket is a no for me, so I don't really understand any of that. It's also, guys,
a lot.
Get cremated. It's cheaper and doesn't take up as much space.
Donate your organs first.
Yes. Give back.
I like the ones where you get compressed into a tree and then you become a tree.
That's pretty cool.
Or you get compressed into a diamond. Or a record.
I don't want to be a record.
What if you're a record that plays Another One Bites the Dust? Or Dust in the Wind. Or Staying Alive. Aww.
Oh no, I would be the Celine Dion song I'm Alive, because she just says I'm alive just a lot of times, and it just, the irony would be good.
Oh, I'd be I'm Alive from Next to Normal.
There you go.
I'm alive, which is sung by her dead son.
Wow, fantastic.
She's got mental diseases. Listen to Next Normal. That should be your new car ride song.
Okay.
It's a fucked up music.
Except my
beautiful
commute is 15 minutes, so I don't have a lot of music time.
Get fucked. Mine is 2 hours each way, guys. I have a round trip commute of 100 miles. Show business.
Yeah, baby.
I love my job. Unironically, I love my job.
You know what?
I wouldn't be doing this.
I tolerate mine. Hey.
No, because I interviewed for like a corporate job that was like a ton of money in Santa Monica, and I drove to the interview and back, and I was like, fuck, it's not worth the money. No, you would have to move. That's terrifying. It's not. Well, I'm in North Hollywood, girl. It's further.
It is? I think I have a very...
Well, because Santa Monica, you have to get off the freeway
you know
so
what
much sooner.
I'm thinking? I'm thinking
Santa Barbara. No.
I do that.
No, the issue with Santa Monica is you're so far off the freeways, you have to take side streets for so long. It takes
that takes
ever.
forever. Yeah.
And God bless North Hollywood. I get off the freeway, I drive a block, and I'm at my work.
That's nice.
Which is very nice. But no, I did the Santa Monica interview. It was like a corporate job. It was a ton of money, and I'm like, fuck this noise. Ain't doing it. And I drove to my current job interview, and like I drove back, and the next day was my first day, and I'm like, I fucking love this job. And I get to get there at 10.
Oh, that's nice.
Because my boss goes, your commute is fucking terrible. And like, I have a dentist appointment next week, and I'm like, I can work a half day. He goes, work from home. Any day you want to work from home, just tell me. I'm like, okay.
Every day.
Just because I'm new at the job, he doesn't want to do that.
I would totally understand.
If you had done casting before, I'd totally let you work from home. But just because this is your very first job, and it's such a tight turnaround, I want you in the office. I'm like,
totally makes sense.
He goes, any day you need to like show up an hour late or work from home or work a half day, just do it. It's fine.
Amazing.
I love him.
As long as you get the work done.
Mm-hmm. And I have a weekly rate, not an hourly rate. So, like, as long as I show up 5 days a week, I get my full rate.
Nice. So you practiced riding the bike.
And it's so obviously a stunt double. Because it always shows him from, like, really far away. Or, like, through tree branches. Or, like, from the back. And, like, always has a helmet on. Like, stunt double, Michael. So we get to hear one new verse of Girl for All Seasons. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, that's enough.
It's never enough.
It's never enough. And they're like, but we only ever get to sing fall and winter. And
because the one girl's always late.
Paulette's always late, so we never get to do spring and summer. And the principal's like, you're in the talent show. I'm like, were there multiple rounds? Also, they all have costumes.
It was really
For
unclear.
the very first audition.
Yes.
Like, half-assed costumes, but costumes.
Mm-hmm.
So confusing. And the TBird sing Prowling.
Yeah, that song was real upsetting.
And very much about grocery stores.
What was with, of all themes?
We'll get to it later when they're actually singing. Because we only get to hear, like, walk, talk like TBird prowling. Like, they don't know the words to their own song.
Yeah, because I think they made it up, which props to them.
Yeah.
Because it is lyrically decent when it gets finished.
As is Girl for All Seasons.
Yes.
I'll be your girl for all seasons. That's the one song that sticks in my head besides reproduction after the movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
Also because it's very repetitive.
Yes. I love that.
So we see Michael's painting the bike. He's putting new tires on the bike. He's souping the bike up. It's gonna be fancy now. So Dolores shows up.
Dolores.
Our shining beacon of love.
On a skateboard.
Into the bowling alley. She sees Craterface and he's all alone. And she's like,
he's outside.
Well, she mean mugs him. And then right before she shuts the door, she's like, jerk! Like,
yeah.
Fuck you! I'm like, go Dolores! And she's like, Craterface is outside and he's all by himself. And the T-Bird's like, let's kick his ass! And they all go running outside and all of the scorpions are there. And he nearly shits himself. And then Mystery Rider, it's Michael.
Mystery Rider.
Which Michael sings in a line which is so uncomfortable. And he rolls up and he kicks Craterface clean in the chest.
It was fantastic.
And then rides away. And then they're just chasing him around and they sing, who's that guy?
Who's that guy?
And he's amazing and he's got a motorcycle and he's jumping a million cars. And
one of the worst, saddest things I've ever heard come out of somebody's mouth, Stephanie is talking about liking him and they're like, you don't even know what he looks like. And she's like, it doesn't really matter that I haven't seen his face. I'm like, bitch, it matters.
A little bit it matters.
It matters.
And the rhyme scheme is so lazy because literally the group sings, who's that guy on that motorcycle? And then it cuts to Michael going, what would they do if they knew it was Michael? I can't even say it without laughing. What would they do if they knew it was Michael? Referring to himself in the third person.
Yes.
And also he can't sing.
No. Very bad.
So they're all jizzing themselves over the fucking Mystery Rider.
Yes.
And then he rides away into the dark. And then Stephanie's outside like, oh my god, I'm going to cream my pants. And they're like, have a cigarette. But she's quit smoking. So this is a big deal that she's smoking again. And they can't get their, like, match to light. And then this giant fucking lighter pops into frame. And it's Mystery Rider. And she's like, And they're all very smitten because he's Mystery Rider. I think they refer to him as Cool Rider at some point. They just call him Cool Rider. So Frenchie's like, so that's fucking you, right, Michael? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, you're stupid. And then we never see her again.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Frenchie.
Which is fine. Yeah. She didn't need to be there in the first place.
She didn't add shit to the movie.
No.
And if it had been like all of the cast was there, like, I'm the new science teacher.
If there were like cameos all over the place.
Yes. But like, she's going back to school. It was stupid.
Yeah.
So Blanche and the principal are testing the nuclear alarm.
Yes.
The one that sounds like a cat being sad.
Yeah.
You heard it earlier.
We had a real life demonstration for you.
And the kids are all just talking over it. They don't give a fuck. They're like, no.
Yeah.
So one of the T-Birds...
This is my least favorite part in the whole movie.
It's really uncomfortable and gross.
Really upsetting.
Sneaks Sharon down into the school's bomb shelter.
Which has 2 beds.
4.
Had 4?
One.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's ones that are just flat, and then there's ones like stuck to the wall that you pull down like a Murphy bed.
You're right.
So that's how I knew it wasn't Michael's uncle's bomb shelter. Michael, we're going to take you from England in the middle of the fucking Cold War and send you to America with your paranoid uncle who has a bomb shelter.
Because it's real safe in America.
At Rydell High, pinnacle of academic achievement.
I'm sure he wasn't going to getting a good education in English.
Just send my kid to America in the middle of the Cold War.
Yeah. So that brings us to Let's Do It for Our Country.
Which is the most uncomfortable rapey song.
It's really... And I was wondering, did she not get it the whole time? She did.
I think she got it.
But was like, it was really confusing because it was like they were having two conversations at one time.
Yes.
But it was very obvious which conversation was the real one.
Because he was singing, let's fuck for our country.
Yes.
And she was singing,
because we could die tomorrow.
Let's be brave for our country. And there's a part where like he's undressing her as she's like wrapping him in more bandages.
That was really weird.
Yeah. And they're singing for like, let's do it for the Statue of Liberty, for the Grand Canyon,
Disneyland!
I know I fuck for Disneyland.
I would not. I would not.
But then all of a sudden, right before she's about to like lay down with him, she goes, well, let's go! And starts running for the door.
That's where I was like, wait, she doesn't know the conversation they're having.
Yeah. And she sees his friends sitting out there and they've played the alarm and she's like, you're an asshole! I'm like, fully, girl.
Yeah, I'm like, how did you not figure this out 2 minutes into this song? 30 seconds into this song.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Yeah.
So Stephanie is working at her dad's
gas
station.
It's all very demanding.
I've recorded Johnny's verbal dyslexia. So he calls harmonies harmonios.
Okay.
He calls albums analbums. I'm gonna get those 100 analbums.
Yeah.
It's like, honey, what are you doing?
Wow. I like noticed those moments, but I didn't really put it together that there were so many of them that it had some kind of significance.
Well, because I think like Kanicki and Danny like switch words around. Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, it was real harmonicus, and they're like, you mean harmonious? Like that makes sense, but like he just says words that don't fucking exist. Like, you know the word album.
Yeah.
Like if he was fucking up like seven letter words, like
yeah.
I get it, but like he's fucking up the word album.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a speech impediment, sweetie? Do you need
I
help?
think so.
Aw. So Stephanie's working at her dad's gas station, and everyone's being an asshole to her. Mm-hmm. Back in the days where you filled up your car and then paid. Weird.
And like, somebody else filled your tank, and there was only one person working. And everybody yelled at you?
Everybody yelled at you.
It was very stressful.
And everyone's just yelling at her and screaming at her. And then you see, like, in the background, Michael roll up and, like, fill his own gas tank. And then he just sits there for, like, a minute. Yeah. It's a little bit funny where he's just like...
It's kind of creepy, but...
I'll hit on her, but she's busy right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be another asshole being like, hey, yo, Stephanie! Like...
But then he takes her away from her job. So, I mean, that's not creepy.
She runs.
Oh, no, it was definitely her choice.
Yeah, she gets on that bike and they ride away, and she does some tricks.
Yeah. The way she swings around his waist on that bike,
literally she's behind him, and as the bike is moving, like, swings around and is straddling him straddling him from the front. I'm like, girl,
it was impressive. And you could tell that it was her because the camera's pulled back.
And she has no helmet.
And you could see her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Get it. Give it.
Also,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Always wear a helmet on a bike.
Yes. And as far as wearing, like, jackets and shoes, like, I'm gonna wear flip-flops on a bike. Someone told this to me and it was terrifying, but it's very good. Every inch of skin that's exposed on a bike, be prepared to lose it.
Wow, that's disgusting.
That's your mentality.
Yeah.
For people who wear fucking, like, short shorts and a tank top on a bike, every inch of skin that is exposed, be prepared to lose it.
That's horrifying.
Have you seen how people have, like, helmet cams for, like, accidents and shit?
Yeah.
I saw one and I'm like, marry that man. And it's a guy and a girl, and they're, like, he's riding and she's holding on to him. And they're, like, both decked out in full gear, and they've got, I forget, it's, like, the back of your jacket is, like, hard. Like, it's hard plastic. So, like, if you skid, you're not just, like, shredding your back like meat.
Okay.
And they hit, like, a rough patch in the road, and they both fly off the bike. And they're skidding along the road on their back, both of them. And the guy just grabs his girlfriend and pulls him on top of him. Wow. So he's the one skidding, and she's not touching the road. I'm like, marry that man. That's pretty damn. Cool. Like, they're both in full gear. They're going to be equal levels of fine.
Yeah.
And his priority is like, get this bitch off the road. I'm like, yes. Also, my dad had to give up his motorcycle to marry my mom.
I could understand that.
My grandpa, he worked for Yamaha.
Oh, wow.
He worked for Yamaha. He was a motorcycle, like, lover. And he was, like, dating my mom and had a motorcycle. My mom will never cop to riding it. She did. She did. And when he was talking to my grandpa about proposing to my mom, he's like, I don't see my daughter ever marrying a man with a motorcycle. And my dad goes, I guess I can't have a motorcycle anymore then.
Wow.
Got rid of his bike.
My dad's always wanted one, but my mom wouldn't let him. So now he has a scooter. It doesn't go very fast.
I want to get one of those 3-wheeled ones where it's got 2 wheels in the front and one in the back.
They're so ugly.
They're so ugly, but they're safe as shit.
I want a Vespa, but they are expensive.
And dangerous.
Yeah, but I only go down the street basically to get to work.
True.
It's so close.
Oh my god, those fucking, like, street scooters that everyone bitches about in the cities. There's one of the kiosks in front of my office in LA. Really? And so, like, half the time when I walk into lunch, I get, like, bowled over by one. I'm like, fuck these scooters! I hate them! Like, I've never had to deal with them. Cause
yeah, they don't have them.
I had to deal with city bikes in New York when I lived there, but the scooters weren't a thing yet.
City represent my employer.
Oh, that's right!
We're big on the East Coast.
City bike! So, the TBirds see Stephanie get off the bike, and they're like, hey, yo, what the fuck? And she's like, what? I'm not dating any of you guys. And this is when all of a sudden the rules come into place that Dolores has kind of established that you can only be a pink lady if you're dating a T-bird.
Right.
But you can only date a pink lady if you're a T-bird.
Right. So none of that makes
sense. It's Schrodinger's T-bird. You must be and also have and also want. So, when he drops her off, he'll be like, see you at the talent show. And she goes, talent show? Like, she's clearly not put together. This is someone from her school.
Yes.
And then we hear the superior version of prowling.
Right.
Which is very bizarrely about a grocery store.
Like, picking up chicks at the grocery store. Something about a woman working the meat counter.
There's a girl butcher, and she's got the best tongue.
There you go. What?
And another girl who works in produce is the apple of his eye.
Well, that's not creepy. That's fine.
If it had, taken place in 2018, he would have said the girl in the bakery had nice cakes.
Could have had nice buns.
Oh, there we go! But it's one of the better written songs.
Yes.
And they can actually all sing, which...
What? I literally wrote they can't sing. I did not like their
Better
voices.
than Michael.
Well, yeah, but nobody in this movie has a voice.
But they were...
No, the guys, the very, like, clean-cut guys singing...
The prep tones.
Yeah, they're good.
Because that's the whole joke.
That's the joke, yeah.
But, like, when the T-Birds were singing as an ensemble, they were decent. Because it's clearly not them.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden Stephanie's flunking all of her papers.
Yeah.
She can't write very good papers, and Michael's like, well, I could help you. And she's like, I'll think about it. And like next scene, they're in a diner together. And she goes on this diatribe about ketchup, the cool writer, and Hamlet simultaneously.
It was kind of confusing. I followed it.
But like Michael's supposed, and she's like, I mean, like, he's really like mysterious, you know? And he's like, who? She's like, the cool writer. And then she's like, but also, I feel like he needs to like get over himself because he's kind of a drama queen. He's like, who? She's like, Hamlet. Like, like he's kind of like, who the fuck? And at one point, she's eating a burger, which never comes with ketchup. How can you eat a burger with no ketchup? And
she's right.
She takes a bite of it, and then just puts it like right up in his mouth, and is like, want a bite? And he like almost takes a bite, and he goes,
and then he doesn't.
No thanks.
He seemed kind of grossed out when it was delivered to their table, so I didn't really understand. And then he ends up ordering one.
Extra ketchup.
She orders
double
one
ketchup.
for him. Yeah.
But like he's about to take a bite of her burger, and then it's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Michael gets real creepy in the last like 10th of this movie.
I think like, he was always kind of creepy.
I was uncomfortable watching him on screen.
Yeah, I
like
can
he
see
just
that.
does that thing where like she's like eating or writing and he's just staring at her, but like he's a foot away from her and he's just like staring.
Yeah.
All I do is stare. And he's like, I need to Frenchie told him the last time she spoke that he needs to tell Stephanie he's the cool writer.
Yes.
And he's like, how would she want me looking like this? Fucking looking at an Adonis. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe my second favorite line where Michelle Pfeiffer's eating a hamburger. She goes, I mean, it's weird. I mean, it's not weird, but like, it's exciting weird. I'm like, yes, high school. High school, summed up. And so the T-Birds roll up and like Michael like slinks away like, oh, so she's saying that she's not very smart. And she's like, I wish I was smart like you. And he's like, I'm not actually that smart. I just know some big words and I have an accent.
Oh, that's right.
Except he's a straight A student coming from England, so he's somewhat smart.
He is kind of smart, but...
And she goes, I'm trying to give you a compliment. He's like, thank you. She's like, there. I'm getting you a hamburger now. Like, like this is their first conversation.
Yeah.
Really.
That we know of.
Yeah.
I'm in a year of this school.
School. Okay, so when they're talking about Stephanie's papers being shit, the principal is giving school announcements.
Uh-huh.
And she says, tomorrow, Thursday, will be dress rehearsals for the talent show, which takes place Friday. But then the day after, Saturday, is our Rockahula Luau.
Yeah.
So that should take place in 3 days.
Yeah. A luau.
So this is Wednesday. Mm-hmm. The next day is...
nothing. It's just Thursday.
Talent show dress rehearsals.
Oh, right. Then the talent show's Friday.
And then the luau's the next day.
Right. So the whole rest of the movie is over 3 days.
Yes. So the T-Birds show up when she's eating lunch with Michael, and they're like, "Oh, she chose brains over brawn." Mm-hmm. Never mind that all of them have had their essays written by him, and none of them are like, "She's doing it for the essay."
And they want her to give her jacket back
because she's not dating a T-Bird anymore.
Right.
Oh, Johnny goes, "I officially break up with you." They broke up last
yeah,
summer.
she should have been like, "Bitch, I already did that."
But I think it
had to be from him.
It was the only thing keeping her a pink lady.
Oh.
That they weren't official. And Paulette...
she doesn't even seem to like her friends.
She doesn't
Why
seem
is she
to
a
like
pink
being
lady?
a pink lady.
No.
And
she doesn't like anything about it.
Paulette's pissed off because she's very much into Johnny. And she's like, well, how is fucking Stephanie a pink lady if you're only a pink lady by dating a T-Bird? And she was dating Johnny. But Johnny's dating me. Fucking me. Like, she's pissed off by the whole thing. So when they finally break up, she's like, yes. She's success. You're an asshole.
Everyone sucks.
So she's very sad. She wears some great clothes because she's not confined to pink anymore. Mm-hmm. She wears that fucking purple outfit with the black jacket as Michael sings the worst song in the movie, Charades.
I wrote it down here and I don't even remember. I just wrote, he's flat and terrible and this is lame.
Like, this mask that I wear, it's a charade. Why won't she love me? Charade.
This isn't even sounding familiar. You
charade.
Singing it to me now. It's
Dolores pops into frame for 4 seconds and does nothing.
So weird.
It's really, really bad, and it goes on forever.
I have a feeling I started fast forwarding at some point.
And he's not singing it. It's just in voiceover as Michael looks depressed.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
Which, like, Sandy's Sandra D reprise is sung like that, where she's like, grand realization, I need to change. But Michael's already changed into Cool Rider.
Yeah.
And also, her reprise is like 4 lines. This is a full-length song.
Yeah.
Sung in voiceover. It's weird. Mm-hmm. So the Pink Ladies are preparing for the talent show. Stephanie is in a very cute black and gold outfit, which is dumb because she's about to go inside and change for the talent show.
Yeah. Into a kind of lame dress.
Yes.
She's Christmas, right?
Yeah, she's the tree.
Yeah.
And then Michael rides up because he said he'd meet her at the talent show. Mm-hmm. And he's like about to pull off the goggles, but the T-Birds roll up. And he's like, I'll be right back. And he zooms off. And she's like, they're gonna kill him! I'm like, your non-violent nerd boyfriends? Okay. And so she jumps into the Pink Ladies' car. And so Michael's riding off. The T-Birds are chasing him. The Pink Ladies are chasing the T-Birds.
I 100% zoned out here and missed the part where... Did he drive off a cliff?
He jumped a cliff, drove off a cliff.
Okay.
There's literally a sign that says Dead Man's Curve with a cartoon skeleton with blood dripping out of its mouth.
My God.
I'm like,
I definitely wasn't watching at that point, and then all of a sudden they all think he's dead, and I was like, okay.
I
could have rewound,
He
but
jumped
I didn't.
a chasm, and they're like, it must be 100 feet to the other side.
Oh my God.
There's no way he could have made it. But then they're looking down into a completely pitch black canyon, and they're like, but he's not down there. I'm like you could see him. He's dead. And they're like, oh man, he's dead. That's weird. And Stephanie is destroyed.
Yeah, she was really upset.
Because there's a dead kid at the bottom of the canyon.
Then, what do? Back to the talent show.
Oh my God.
You know what?
And
the show must go on.
And the T-Birds are like, we thought he'd slow down. Like, fuck, we didn't mean to run him off the road.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I feel like the T-Birds from the first movie would have been like, good, he's fucking dead. Like,
yeah. These ones were like, whoops.
So Johnny sees Paulette in her costume, and she's the June bride.
Okay.
Which is a corset and a garter. And he's like, the fuck? And she's like, I have to be this. I'm a bride. I'm like, wedding dress.
Yeah.
And he puts like he goes, you have to cover up. So he puts a top hat and a scarf on her. I'm like, oh God, you covered up her important bits. The top of her head and her neck. Not her tits or her legs.
No, you gotta
get
out for the fun.
There's a flamenco accordion number happening.
That was real bad.
And he shoves her out on stage accidentally, still in her lingerie. Mm-hmm. And then the prep tones are warming up in the shower, and the T-Birds tie them to the shower.
And then turn the shower
and
on.
Steal their jackets, because they're wearing the pink jackets while they're singing Prowling.
You're right.
What?
Ugh. I wrote that one girl finally stands up for herself, but I have no idea what
Paulette.
I'm talking about.
Oh, because Paulette's like, I dress how I want. Fuck you. I'm me. You knew who I was when you started dating
you're right.
me.
That's it.
And so she's like, fuck you. I'm going to dress how I want.
You could tell I gave up when I was like, that one girl.
And you just dumped Stephanie yesterday. And like, we've clearly been fucking all year.
For a long time.
So then we hear the full version of Girl for All Seasons.
Gotta say, did you notice that the girl who was March
was also in fall?
I didn't notice that, but she had a junior Girl Scout sash on.
No!
Yeah, with troop numbers and everything. I don't know what that... Is that Girl Scout cookie time? March? I think it kind of might be.
Maybe.
I don't know, but I was like, why is she wearing that? And I was like, okay. She's got patches and everything.
Okay, so like they've got like a calendar at the top of their stage which they open and each girl comes through.
Yeah.
But the T-Birds are the ones opening the doors.
You're right.
So I'm like, so who wins the fucking albums?
Oh, at the end, it's a tie, I'm pretty sure. We're getting there.
But it's a tie between someone who makes no sense.
It.
It's a tie that makes no sense.
They said there's a female winner and a male winner.
King and queen.
There was no indication before that moment that those two things
that becoming king
correlated
and, queen and winning the talent show
had
were
anything
involved.
to do with each other.
But we're missing the most important part of the talent show where Stephanie has a full-blown fugue.
Oh my God, that was...
So she sings her December verse
but doesn't really sing it. She starts to like...
And she just tunnel visions.
Out of it.
And she has this stupid star on top of her head.
And then
she's
she
supposed to be a
takes
Christmas
the
tree.
star off dramatically.
And she takes the star off, falls to her knees, and starts singing, "Love will turn back the hands of time." And the star flies out of her hands into the sky. And she's in like a motorcycle graveyard in all white. And Michael is there. And she's in this white Grecian gown. And she's like, "Oh, cool rider. How can I go on?" And he's like, "The memory of our love is what keeps me alive."
And I was like, I'm sorry, they were in love?
Love? They have talked twice. Yeah. Twice. He has lit her cigarette. They had one really great, like, ride around on the bike.
You can't be talking too much.
He went to pick her up at school and said, I'll be right back, and then died.
Yeah.
And
that instant attraction, y'all.
And they refer to their love being eternal and their love everlasting. And the chorus of the song is, turn back, ha ha, turn back, ha ha, turn back, ha ha. I'm like, what the fuck is this song?
I think I hate myself so much I'm going to listen to this on my way home. Like, I'm so tempted. Spotify, you got me covered. Grease 2 soundtrack.
And also, Michael is working his American accent real hard.
Yes.
He's like, Stephanie, the dreams of our love will keep us alive. I'm like, are you Elvis? Is Maxwell Caulfield American or British? I don't know anymore.
I don't know.
And, like, literally one of the lines is, all that matters is I love you. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it cuts back, and she has fully been on stage on her knees singing this song.
Yeah, in front of, like, on the stage.
And they pan out, and every talent show contestant is standing on the stage waiting for her to finish. The principal walks out with the bitch twins, and she's like, the winners of this talent show have been decided. She's still mid-breakdown.
Yeah.
Barely finished her song. I don't know when
He's British American. Sorry,
they chose a winner. Okay, British American. He's both. I was right.
Yeah, there we go.
Both times.
But did she win or did the calendar girls win?
They said the winners of the talent show and also king and queen of our luau are Stephanie Zanoni and Johnny Nagarelli. Both of them belonged to groups.
Well, see, I thought they were giving it to her for that solo she just did on her own.
But then Sharon says, you won! I mean, the other girls did most of the lifting, but you won!
Oh, that's awkward and sad.
And I guess with the Prowling song, the other three were singing backup and he was singing lead.
Yes, arguably, but it's still shady.
The other groups where it was like the two twin sisters singing, it's like, how the fuck do you decide who wins if they're the best group?
No.
Or if the three Preptones wins?
A fight to the death for the throne.
King and Queen has never been discussed
until the last
of
15 minutes of this movie.
And the luau is tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, I thought the movie should definitely end with the talent show. The fact that we had more to go after that, I was like, because my god.
They were trying to do the carnival thing.
Yes.
Oh my god. So then we go to the Rockahula Luau, which I couldn't sing back a line of that song because it was trying to be...
I'm going to be really honest, I fast-forwarded a lot of it. It was very annoying.
It was trying to be We Go Together, where it's like wop up, loo bop, shamalama.
There was a lot of rambly talk like that.
A lot of nonsense words, but that you didn't hold on to them at all. It's like...
No, I checked out, man.
No. So it's just a giant empty field with a tiki hut around the edges, and there's just a pool in the middle.
Yeah.
The Pool of Enchantment. No. And it starts in broad daylight. And then halfway through the song, it's night.
Yep.
It's just dark night.
That's how time works now.
And Mr. Spears is back at school, the teacher who had a breakdown, and he just straight walks into the pool.
Yeah, he really does. It was really sad.
Mental illness.
And then you see him, which during the final song, and he's completely dry, by the way. He's like rolling on the ground or something. I don't know, but he's totally dry.
Oh, yeah. So then they want to put the king and queen of the luau they put them on a floating raft and put them in the middle of the pool. I'm like, that's just not fun.
It's not. It's really awkward.
King and queen float on a raft. Okay, so at the beginning of the song, Stephanie's wearing like a gray hoodie, no makeup, her hair is fucked, and like a grass skirt. Like, the love of my life died yesterday. I'm mourning.
Yeah.
And then when they're king and queen, they both have these like giant like grass robes that are clearly like provided to them because they match and shit. And Johnny's like, smile, look like you're having fun. She's like, I'm fucking miserable. Fuck you.
I don't even know why she went. Guys,
because she's queen.
If you're young and in school, don't feel obligated to go to school dances or any events. They generally suck.
She, as a homecoming princess, is saying this to you.
That's true. I've been there. I won that. It's not important.
I was never even nominated for a prom court, and I went to every single high school and junior high dance.
For the record, I just told people in my class to nominate me. Homecoming was like 2 weeks after school started, or like a month after, so nobody knew anybody. I was like, look, if you're looking for a name to put down, may I recommend myself?
That was the one and only football game I went to.
Thanks.
Because you won princess and Nicole won queen.
Yep. And I was cheerleader that night.
Not a single fucking point was scored by Loera that night.
Yeah, I went to school that doesn't know a lot about football.
Didn't they not score a point all season?
It's possible. They got worse and worse, and then they got lowered division-wise by my senior year.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Jesus,
they're
sucked.
in, like, the lowest division in the... that they can be in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is.
So... all of a sudden, the Scorpions show up to their school luau, and they are wrecking shit.
Yes. And I'm like... there's no basis for the animosity. There's no stakes.
And also...
there's no reason.
There's a difference between, like, hey, I see the T-Birds out on the street. I'm gonna, like, give them some shit. And, like, you are destroying school property in front of adults.
It's no.
I
know
Craterface
Craterface
is
my
45.
Yeah.
But, like, what the fuck?
Some people don't know how to let high school go.
And they're, like, gonna kill them. It's not like, we're fucking up your school. Like, they're running people down. I'm like, what the actual shit? Johnny's trying to row them out of the middle of the pool so he can run.
Yeah.
And Stephanie refuses to row, refuses to give him her paddle, and just keeps yelling, stop yelling at me!
And he keeps saying, help me row!
And then she's like rowing in the opposite direction of him, so they're
Yeah.
not moving. And then who comes busting through the thing? It's the cool rider! And she's like,
Cool
he's
rider.
alive. He jumps the entire fucking pool, which
He does.
is very cool.
Which I guess is supposed to be
impressive.
the proof that he could have jumped the canyon?
Which is
maybe?
100 feet, and this pool is 10.
Yeah, whatever.
But sure.
He also jumped over a cop car way earlier. I don't know if you remember that part.
Yeah, and they refer to that. They're like, he jumped over that cop car. He probably made the canyon. What? Maybe they said 100 feet down, not 100 feet across.
I have no idea. Like I said, I zoned out.
I don't know. I could not see the other side of the canyon.
I missed that scene entirely. I don't know how.
I don't know how you did that. So he takes off his... So immediately, Stephanie goes, he's alive. She whips off the ugly grass skirt, and she's got this, like, adorable little silver romper.
I loved her outfit.
But I'm like, you came depressed because the love of your life was
in her hair.
dead.
Look, I always say, when you look better, you feel better. And
Like,
she follows
her
that.
hair is braided with these little, like, purple white flowers.
Amazing
she looks
flowers.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And he takes off the mask, and she's like, it was you? I knew it the whole time. I'm like, bullshit, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Everybody else did.
And he's like, you're not mad? And she's like, I get 2 for the price of 1. I'm like, you weren't in love with Michael.
Maybe that lunch where he was helping her,
maybe
she fell in love with him.
There's a slight thing that makes sense. So when she's singing Cool Rider, she's like, I want someone who can, like, ride a bike and ride a motorcycle and be cool as fuck. I'm like, so Johnny Nagarelli, your motorcycle boyfriend.
Yeah. Except he's not cool.
But she also says stuff
in
like,
my opinion.
I want someone who's, like, cool. Like, that's her whole thing. It's like, she wants, like, the cool, smart, sensitive guy who's also, like, a motorcycle bitch.
Yeah.
Like, he wants Sandra D and Sandy. Like, oh, okay. Like, she likes him for both is the point.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Trying to, not really, but okay. And
They give Michael a jacket.
And Paulette is ecstatic.
Yeah.
Which took me a second, and I'm like, oh, because him giving Michael the jacket is him officially letting go of Stephanie. Mm-hmm. Very nice.
But also, why'd they just have an extra jacket laying around?
I don't know.
That was really weird.
Because graduation is tomorrow, and they were about to pass them down to the new kids.
That we never saw them recruit, but sure.
No. Dolores pops into frame apropos of nothing.
Oh my god, she's so adorable.
Michael, we can't date anymore because I've got a new boyfriend. And he's like, I'm heartbroken, Dolores. And he, like, kisses her on the cheek.
Yeah, and he, like, whispers something. It's cute.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think Michael should join them. The T-Birds are assholes, and Michael's better than
And
them.
also, graduation is tomorrow!
Yeah. Well, no, gangs for life, man.
Graduation is tomorrow!
Is it?
Yes, because the next scene, when they're saying,
That's right, I forgot.
always together, they're in graduation gowns.
You're right,
Okay,
you're right.
Here's the most fucking awkward part. So they're like, ha ha ha, Dolores, ha ha ha. And then it turns to Michael and Stephanie, and this is where they have the whole 2-for-1 conversation. Mm-hmm. He leads her. It is completely unscored. There is no music. There is no sound.
Yes.
And they have the loudest sloppiest.
It's really
makeout.
gross.
He says, "I love you."
It was so awkward.
So much, Stephanie. And he says it like, "I love you so much, Stephanie." Like he whispers it and you can feel it in your soul. And then they pull back and she's like fixing the collar of his jacket. And then they start singing the final song. It is a continuous cut. It is 1 minute and 56 seconds of uninterrupted, which means every time they did that take, they had to do the awkward 2-for-1 conversation, awkward make out, "I love you," and start singing.
I hope they only had to do like 2 or 3 takes for everyone's sake.
And he goes, "Are you certain?" And she goes, "I've never been more certainer in my life." And he goes, "Most certain." And she goes, "Certainest." Like she's trying to be funny. But they had to do that jokey little conversation every fucking take because it was a 2-minute unbroken take.
Benefit of the doubt, maybe it only took them 1 take. Maybe they were just really pros. Got
It's
right
so
through
gross.
it.
That
It is really
makeout
gross.
is so gross.
I was really uncomfortable.
And they start singing "We'll Be Together." I'm like, that's a fucking ripoff of "We Go Together." You little shit.
And it was so lame.
And it's a ballad. You can't end a musical with a ballad. That's
apparently
such a fucking killjoy.
The rules are there are no rules.
Always together, like birds.
I don't know. I just at some point they all lined up, and it's just...
and then it cuts and they're at graduation, singing about how they'll always be together. I'm like, nope.
That's not how it works.
Guess how many people from high school I hang out with? Exclusively friends from high school. Just kidding. I don't hang out with a single person from college.
I didn't meet anyone in college.
Everyone I'm friends with, I have known for 10 plus years.
Wow. I mean, like, my best friend, I met her working together.
I've known you for 19 years.
No.
We met in 2nd grade.
I don't feel like doing math, but that sounds like wrong math.
20 years ago, I would have been 7, because that's how old you are in 1st grade.
Oh.
I'm 27.
You're right.
So 19 years.
Oh, that's a really long time.
If it makes you feel worse, I've known Becca for 25 years.
Wow.
I've known Francis for a decade. I've known Vivi for a decade, because we met in 7th grade. Mm-hmm. Like, all of my friends are people I knew in junior high, high school, elementary.
Wow.
I don't have no fucking college friends. Also because I went to school in New York, so it's harder to keep up with them.
Yeah. You know what I just realized? I can't hear you in here. That's not important.
Oh, I'm still recording. Thank God.
Okay.
Fucking scared. Wait.
I can hear you there.
Don't talk for a second. Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be a fun editing episode. Shit, and I'm not going to be able to do it until Saturday, and I can't do it on Saturday because I have to shop for Mother's Day. I do this podcast for fun of my own free will.
Yeah, so you should put it up whenever the fuck you want.
This episode's already late, and I'm like, life happens. Fuck y'all.
Yeah. It's all good.
So they sing this horrible song of "We'll Always Be Together," and it's the slowest, most boring song ever. Mm-hmm. And then they do these, like, awkward slow cuts into, like, yearbook photos.
Yeah. Honestly, I really stopped watching then.
And that's the end.
Yeah, I was done. Turn that shit off. Let me tell you, I will never watch this movie again. I was kind of excited to watch it because I've always seen it on lists, kind of like cult faves. People like it. People enjoy this movie. And so I was like, yeah, cool. And then I was like, poor Kay.
Purely for reproduction.
Yeah, that song is...
And Michelle Pfeiffer singing Cool Rider.
Good.
So
Michelle Pfeiffer is so hot.
When I was in Greece, we had the cast party back at my house, and I played Grease, and like we were all laughing and like singing along to it. And then I'm like, okay, you guys kind of need to go. And they're like, and I started playing Grease 2, and everybody left. It's like the power of Grease 2
compels you.
Oh my god! So just this show is like such a compounding failure on all levels.
Yeah,
and I think it's because Grease 1 was written as a parody of high school movies.
Yeah.
And the second one was written as a romance.
Yes.
Which it wasn't meant to be.
It was...
Like, literally the first one is an absurdist. They fly away in a car at the end.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It is.
But yeah. Oh, Jesus. H. Christ. Okay.
Yeah. Never again. Never again.
Favorite quote from the Orig.
Oh
everything. Everything. Everything.
Yeah, I don't really have one specifically?
It says right here that it is a dessert wine. I say that literally every time I like have wine at like dinner. I'm like, it says right here it is a dessert wine.
I'm gonna regret this tomorrow. I'm gonna think of like 10 different lines.
Oh no, there's
that I like.
Just fucking every scene from goddamn Grease.
Yeah.
I feel like a defective typewriter. What? I skipped a period. How can you not love lines like that?
Move slide, lady with a baby.
Sorry, Riz. Stop, Danny. You'll spoil it.
As much
so
as
good.
like Sandy's kind of like an annoying goody-goody, which
Twat.
can relate, still love her. I love her.
Yes, because the movie loves her.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Favorite sequel from the original, from the sequel, which we share.
Favorite quote, which is
do you want to be Stephanie or do you want to be Michael? We can do it together.
I will be Michael. I'll ask the question. I'll give you the line.
So great. I have the exact writing. Oh, okay. So you're Michael, so you do the...
I think it's so are you free later?
I'm free every night. It's in the Constitution.
Your fave could never. I loved that so
Stephanie
much.
Zanoni. And an American saying it to a British. Amazing.
It's so funny.
Incredible.
Hello.
Hi.
I wanted to ask if you're free after school today.
Yeah, I'm free every day. It's in the Constitution.
I live for it.
It's a reason it's our favorite.
Yes.
Like, close seconds are... I missed my last 2 periods. It's okay, you can make them up after school.
That was pretty funny. I also loved this horribly cheesy... I mean, actually, if there's a worse line, it's this. But it's so funny because it made me think of... You know the scene in Twilight? When he's like...
I'm familiar.
Hold on tight, spider monkey. Worst line possibly in cinematic history. This line made me think of that. After they went on their like bike ride, and then she's like cuddled up next to him, and she's like, I'm shivering, and he says, then hold on, and she says, that's what's making me shiver.
And he goes, no, I'm shivering.
That was so bad.
Oh, so terrible.
It was so corny.
Oh my god.
That one stuck out to me.
Everyone go watch Grease 2. It's on Amazon Prime, I think.
It's not. I rented it on Amazon.
Oh, if you have a Stars.
If you have a Stars.
I use my parents.
There you go. I almost signed up for the free trial, but then I was like, it's okay. They can have my $3. I rented it in SD, which I don't recommend.
Dude,
the quality was bad.
Becca and I like watch every episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's like HD. No. Like, who's paying for HD? No. SD. But good God, go watch this movie. It's such a shit show.
You will I can imagine watching it with a group of people and shit talking it. That'd be super fun.
Oh my God.
It's a good one for that.
It's so fun. So next month, for those of you who are familiar on the YouTube side of things with a little channel called Musical Hell, the diva will be joining us. I'm very excited. It's very cool. I can't believe she's joining us. It's going to be very fun.
I have no idea what this is, but I'm really excited for you.
We're doing Charlotte's Web 2.
I had no idea that existed.
There are 7 Swan Princess sequels.
Don't do those.
Oh, that was our other choices, but she's already done 4 of them on her channel.
Oh, wow.
And then our other choice was one of the, are you ready for it, 27 Land Before Time sequels. They're still making them. They're still making Swan Lake sequels. The most recent one came out this year.
That's crazy.
Beat that horse till it's dead.
You know Land Before Time? I probably saw one when I was a kid, but one of the dinosaurs is Petrie. Mm-hmm. Okay. There was this kid who hung out with another kid in my neighborhood, and some other kid saw him pee on a tree once, and then we called him that behind his back for the rest of time.
Kids are brilliant little assholes.
It was so good.
Oh my
So shady.
God.
Also very obvious, but it was really funny.
Proud of you. Like, there's like shit that like Hunter said when he was little. Mm-hmm. My personal favorite is, Hunter, you have to behave. I am being have. He was maybe 3 and the fucking boy is 17 and we're still like, I am being have. He's like, I
fucking hate all of you.
That's really funny.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us back next month, where I will review a movie that actually didn't appear in theaters. But thank you so much for listening. See you all next month. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to the Stupid Sequels podcast. Please subscribe and review so everyone can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Twitter at StupidSequels2 or email us at stupidsequelspodcast@gmail.com. Every episode is made possible by our sound engineer, Francis Gacod. Our logo was designed by Nicole Wiseman at Wise Shots, and you can find me online at Callie Blair on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else. And remember, even though these movies are stupid, deep down, we really love them.